Good evening, racing fans. Welcome to Racing Action from Grand River Raceway for this Monday evening. Our first race will go to post in approximately 20 minutes. At this point, the track is still listed as fast. It has taken a bit of rain, but the track has been able to hold up and take a lot of rain throughout this year. It really has been a great surface, so we'll keep you updated on it. But right now, it is still listed as fast. Of course, the announcer is listed as slow. Let's get a look at the changes on this evening's card of racing. Note in race number one, Top Cut, changing aluminum to steel shoes up front. That is aluminum to steel shoes up front. Race number 2, number 8, Mercutio. It'll be Brett McDonald to drive. Brett McDonald drives number 8, Mercutio, in the second. Race 3, no changes. No changes. Race number 3. Race number 4, number 3, She's Lawless, changing blinkers to open bridle. That is blinkers to open bridle. And scratched is number 8, Stilton Gold. Scratch 8, Stilton Gold. Race 5, scratch number 7, Enforcer. Race 5, scratch 7, Enforcer. Race number 6, number 1, Lebec Finn. The driver will be Scotty Coulter. Scotty Coulter drives 1, Lebec Finn. Race number 7, number 3, All-Star Caroline. Driver to be announced, TBA on 3, All-Star Caroline. And note, steel to aluminum shoes behind on 3, All-Star Caroline. Race number 8, no changes. Race number 9, number 7, Handsome Hank is scratched. Race 9, scratch 7, Handsome Hank. And race number 10, number 8, Dalhousie. Race 10, 8, Dalhousie is scratched. Once again, reviewing races 1 and 2. Race 1, Top Cut, aluminum to steel shoes up front. The second race, number 8, Mercutio, Brett McDonald will drive. It is now 17 minutes to post time. Time to welcome in our co-host and handicapping expert, live from Margaritaville. How are things in the Big Palace today? I guess it's a wet day today. You give the gardener the day off.
Yeah, no, it was a little bit wet today, and looks wet there as well, Gary. But hey, it's still a marvelous Monday, right? Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Everyone enjoyed a real nice weekend of harness racing in Ontario, of course, with Mohawk Park having their big 13 race card featuring the Mohawk Million in the Metro over the weekend. Just a fantastic night of racing. The Dexter Dunn show, really, right? I mean, Dexter Dunn certainly put on a clinic and just a fantastic night of racing. Hope you enjoyed it. But tonight here at the river, it's hard to believe we're down to 4 race days. I mean, I don't know where the summer went. I don't know where the meet went, but here we are. It's the second last Monday. And of course, we'll have racing Wednesday, Friday, and then 1 week from today, it's our closing night. So you get 4 more chances to have some fun watching the races here at the river, maybe making some money. We had a real good night last Friday evening, and hopefully we can carry that momentum into tonight. I really like the card. 8 pacing events, 2 trotting events, a couple of pop-up races on the boys' side, and just a nice card overall. And right away in the opener, I think a couple of horses I think might provide some value. I see one of them's taking some money right now on the odds board. That's the 4. But I also like another one in there that right now is quite a bit of a price. But we'll break that down a little further when we take a look at one of my favorite wagers here, the early pick 5 guaranteed pool, $5,000, low take out 50%. And we'll do that at about 8 minutes to post. 8 minutes to post for the first of 10 dashes this evening here at Grand River Raceway. And that means we have an early and late pick 5, an early and late pick 4. Nice when all those wagers are in play. But we always kick off the program talking about the early pick 5 wager and what myself, Gary, and Conley like in that sequence. Guaranteed pool $5,000, low takeout 15%. And you can feel free to add or subtract to our tickets as you see fit. But I kind of like the sequence tonight. I think it's got a potential to pay a little bit, but one of the horses I thought might be a little bit of value. Well, one of them in the opening race is value. The other one is taking a lot of support right now. So I was really keen on these two horses to kick off the card here in race number 1. That's the 4 All-Star Willow and the 8 PL Susie. PL Susie's raced, I think, much better than advertised. And actually, the line of the program is actually incorrect on PL Susie last time, and also the 2 Laura's Crush as well. But PL Susie, I thought, raced fantastic last time. She came from way out of it. She was flying home, and I just don't like post 8, but I thought she'd be value in the opener. She is at 10-1. And the 4 All-Star Willow was actually following her and kind of chased her gambling to the wire, and they both had a lot of pace on the end of that mile. So I'm going to go those two here. All-Star Willow and PL Susie. Then 1, 2, 7, 8 in race number 2. Seal Reserve, Rail Control. You know, he's had a year where he's hit the board with frequency. I think you got to have him in the ticket. I think the power's on the outside of the gate, though, and the only reason why I didn't just go those two is the fact that they have post 7 and 8. That's a 7 Cadillac and the 8 Mercutio. So we're going to go 4 deep in there, 1, 2, 7, and 8. Just a 3 and 7 in race number 3. Ham Sandwich gave me my best bet last week. Was scratched out of it due to transportation. Has a good draw, but he looks a pretty tough one, I think, in Full Disclosure. Full Disclosure is one that I think can certainly go with these types and should love getting into this pop-up series with horses that have kind of had a tough year like him. But he's put in some pretty good efforts, I thought, throughout the season, and should benefit from that second start back off a bit of a layoff anyways. And I thought he was kind of stuck in behind horses last time, had some pace. I thought he was kind of sneaky good. So we're going to go 2 deep in there, 3 and 7. Just the 4, Big Nipper in race number 4. Love the way that she's been racing, and she can do it anyway, off the pace, out, take air on the outside, or she can also get forwardly placed. I think she probably gets forwardly placed this time around, and I'm going to single her. I mean, I don't think that she's by any stretch a slam dunk, but I think she's looks like the most probable winner in the sequence for yours truly. So I'm going to single her up in race number 4, and then in race number 5, the money leg, we're going to go 4 deep, 1, 4, 5, and 6. And I think that looks like a pretty competitive dash, and those are the main players in there. $12.80 for a 20-cent ticket. And the amounts we're going to spend tonight in the pick 5s and the pick 4 are going to all be the same. $12.80 or $6.40 in those wagers, respectively. We'll see what Gary's got in store for us. I bet you he's spending $9.60.
You'd be wrong. Wrong. $6. And in fact, that's on a dollar ticket because you're kind of wide and I'm going kind of thin. So listen, in the first race, I did add Dream Shot on top with PL Susie and All-Star Willow. So I'm taking my shot there from the trailer post with Dream Shot. I thought this one raced okay in the Prospect Series last time out for Jared Bothwell, Sammy Fillion driving. I like that tandem, and I'm going to call my shot there at 6-1. And also in the second race, you went with a few in there. I went Mercutio from post, position 8. Brett McDonald picks up the catch drive, and I don't care. I just think Mercutio is the best one in there and is going to get the job done. We'll see if that's the way it works out. Race number 3, I have easily the best in Ham Sandwich. Don't have Full Disclosure. In race number 4, I have Big Nipper and She's Lawless, and I do have Big Nipper on top, but I wanted to add She's Lawless because She's Lawless has been competitive against Big Nipper, and so I want those two. And then in the 5th race, just bolt my ticket down with the 1 horse here in the 5th race because I think Bolt Power sits on a good spot here. And just overall, I know comes in off of a couple at Mohawk that weren't all that great, but this is a better spot for Bolt Power.
I agree with that. Yeah, I'm with you. The math, though, it's a dollar ticket?
Yeah.
Dollar ticket. So it would be
$3
would be $12 then. 2 times 2 is 4 times 3 is 12. $12 for a dollar ticket. It's okay. I mean, $12, right?
You sure about that?
I'm pretty sure about it.
Well, if it's $1.20 for a 20-cent ticket, then isn't it times 5 to get it up to $6?
Let me see here. 2 times 3 is 6 times 2 is 12 for a dollar. So that's what we're going to go with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want to think this through. I don't know. I don't want to
Okay.
make any.
You can
I
think
don't
it
want to
through.
make any statement because I'm more
Okay.
inclined to think that you're right than me, but I'm just not getting
It's
it.
$2.40 for a 20-cent ticket.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're right. Exactly. Now I get it. You know what? I have an
Now you got it.
excuse. I only have one thing on my mind tonight. Do you know what it is?
The Buffalo Bills. You're worried about the Bills. Every Bills fan tonight is worried about the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know if Garnet Barnsdale's worried about them or not, but I listened to Buffalo Sports Radio today, and every Bills fan is terrified of the Jaguars tonight. They're 2-0, and the spread's moving in that direction of it's shrinking on the side of now the Jaguars taking money, and everyone's worried about it. So I totally understand. I kind of was feeling a curveball there for a second too with the amount, but we got it right now. It's $12 for
$12
a
because I
dollar.
want that dollar one because
That's right.
I'm going to need that money to offset the money I'm going to maybe lose on the bills because I'm in deep
And I
with
was
that.
and I was gonna say too, I really admire the fact that later in this season, you've taken your shots by playing higher denomination tickets. That's how you really score in this game, and you've been taking your shots with that, Gary. So that's great. We've got 2 combinations where we can both be winners tonight, but Gary's going for the gusto. He's spending $12 and playing that ticket on the screen right now for a dollar. We'll see what Connolly's got in store for us. Conley's got. I know we did. I kind of looked at his picks earlier on. I didn't think we were that similar. So he doesn't have my top choice here, but he does have the 4 All-Star Willow. He's got 2, 4, 5, 6, and 9 here. So he's spreading out here in the opening dash. Nothing wrong with that. 3, 7 in race number 2. He's got Cadillac and the Lion King. In race 3, he's got the 1 and 4. So we're really kind of different throughout there. Me and Conley can't both win. We can't both win our tickets. Twin Bees Nancy's Wish is his single in race number 4. So we have different singles as well. And then race 5. The 4 and 6. Come on, Artie and Giggity, Giggity, Giggity. $8 for a 20-cent ticket for Conley's ticket. And we are totally in different ballparks throughout this sequence. But hopefully one of us cashes. Hopefully Gary cashes well. Hopefully you cash in this early pick 5 wager. Again, a minute or two to map out your tickets for it. The pool is guaranteed at $5,000. Low takeout is just 15%. We'll come back after the post break. Take a closer look at the opening dash.
Field for race number 1 is on post parade. 1 is Top Cut. Brett McDonald drives for Rodney Hughes and Alan Mitchell and Rosalie Denny. Number 2 is Laura's Crash, Lauren House for Alan Shelton. Number 3 is Kit Kat. Chris Matthews drives for Todd Williams and Desmond Scott and Lions Brothers Stable. 4 is All Star Willow, Matt Dupuis for Antonio Smith and Tony Arts. 5 is Lenny's Girl, Scott Calder for Michelle LeBlanc and Donna LeBlanc. Number 6 is Twin Bee Flame, Austin Sorry for Francis Dumichel. Number 7, Whiskey Blue Chip, Scott Young for William McClure. 8 is PL Susie, Jason Ryan for Nicholas Ahern. And 9 is Dream Shot, Sammy Fillion for Jared Bothwell and Neil Oostrom. Field of 9, race number 1. Let's get a look at this field and your top pick. Who cares about post position 8? 14-1, PL Susie. Have at it, Robert.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of this horse. You know that, Gary. It was one that I thought has raced exceptionally well in each of her 2 career starts so far. Did nothing wrong. Lifetime debut, first over, and I thought raced a good third to be raced well to be third to RJ Jean. Then last time out, the line is incorrect in the program. Got away 7th off the gate, was then overland in 6th, and then with that line showing second, it was actually Laura's Crush that was second. So those horses' positions at 3/4 pole is actually inverted. Laura's Crush was sitting second, and PL Susie was sitting 5th, and then came on very late to be a hard charging third. I mean, she was flying late. She didn't get into second and then fade back to 5th and come back on for third. She was flying late to be third. I thought she raced fantastic. The problem is the 8 hole. That's why we're getting 16-1 right now. And again, if the trip can somehow work out, then I think she's got a big chance. The thing is that I think she's going to be coming from out of it. But, to see the track condition, sometimes that helps those horses coming from off the pace. And we did see a track on Friday night that was favoring closers. So I was happy to put her on top here and just hope for the best.
Well, but also your second choice, All-Star Willow, because at least you have a little coverage in here. All-Star Willow is one that had post 8 last time and now gets a better post position, and we do see second beaten a neck just 3 races ago. Could race back to that.
And that's the thing. So 8 hole last time, it was actually the one that was right behind PL Susie in the late stages, kind of chased that one to the wire. She was home in 27-3. I think PL Susie was probably home in a similar final quarter time, right? Because obviously it's a little bit askew there with that third marker being a little bit off there. But I think All-Star Willow now, when you get a horse that's getting poor posts quite frequently, now you get a good post to work from. Probably going to get forwardly placed tonight, I would think. And if that's the case, I think she can be really tough. I love the way she finished last time. They both caught my eye together. That's why they're both in the ticket. I give the edge to PL Susie, thinking she's going to be the bigger price, and she certainly is that right now at 16-1.
Number 6, Twin Bee Flame, is one that I don't know what to do with because the last couple races, not great, but yet I look at that last half, the back half in the last race at Mohawk. That's impressive. And we saw this one also put up some decent speed a little earlier, or at least finishes, second place finishes at Mohawk. So tell me about your thoughts on Twin Bee Flame.
Well, her lifetime debut here was really good. I mean, I liked her on that occasion. She was a big price. She's a half sister to Wheels on Fire, right? So she, in that start, put steps in. Without putting steps in, she may have been a winner. And then you see that most recent line here. She never was able to really get into the race. She had a couple of real nice seconds at Mohawk Park. Last couple, she's been too far out of from tricky posts. She's just a better post here today at the river, but I'm just a little bit concerned about those steps I've seen her put in here in the past, and certainly at 7-5, it would be a pass for me on a win ticket, and I don't have her in the multis either. If she wins, would I be surprised? Absolutely not. I think she's got some ability, no doubt about it. I just not so sure even this track condition is going to be to her liking. So we'll know pretty early, I think, what her chances are. If she's too far out of it, it'll be tough for her to make up the ground, but maybe she gets put into play more tonight, but we haven't really seen that from her yet.
A quick thought on Whiskey Blue Chip, the qualifier, and then why am I wrong about Dream Shot?
Whiskey Blue Chip, I thought qualified really well, and it was 5th, but home in 28 seconds flat. Never really asked too much on the end of it. I think she probably needs a start or two before we'll likely see her hit the winner's circle, but she's one you can use in the exotics tonight. Dream Shot, trailing post for me, right? You see a break 3 starts ago. Last time, decent third here at the river, but I just couldn't get there from the trailing post, and I think it's a pretty solid group top to bottom. I'm not really surprised she hasn't taken the money that she was in the morning line. 6-1 seems about right on Dream Shot for me.
Well, we'll see how it pans out It's the first of 10 dashes on a Monday night at Grand River Raceway. Field for the first race. Is at the start in the rough, and Kit Kat and All-Star Willow and Laura's Crush, Top Cut, Dream Shot strides on through from the second tier to race fifth right now. Then Twin Bee Flame, PL Susie, Whiskey Blue Chip, and Lenny's Girl. And it is right now All-Star Willow who's got the lead. All-Star Willow, Top Cut, racing second, Laura's Crush third. Kit Kat is positioned fourth, and Dream Shot is on the inside fifth. Then PL Susie and Twin Bee Flame and Whiskey Blue Chip. And back to the trailer is Lenny's Girl. All-Star Willow and Travis Henry, 28-1 opening quarter. All-Star Willow at 2-1. Top Cut at 30-1's in the pocket. Laura's Crush. Now there goes PL Susie, quickly moving up on the outside. Then Kit Kat, Whiskey Blue Chip. Dream Shot is shuffled back on the pylons now. And Dream Shot is moving out and then carried Twin Bee Flame out. And now Dream Shot is back in eighth, and trailing is Lenny's Girl. 58-3 halftime. And it is All-Star Willow who has the lead as they work their way on down the backstretch. All-Star Willow, Top Cut. PL Susie is on the outside, but All-Star Willow is leading comfortably right now off that 58-3 halftime. And Long Shot, Top Cut still holds on to second. PL Susie. And on the outside, PL Susie is racing position to third, and also at 30-1, Twin Bee Flame is out there three wide. Then Whiskey Blue Chip and Laura's Crush. Then Dream Shot and Kit Kat, and the field turns for home. All-Star Willow still has the lead. All-Star Willow, PL Susie, Top Cut, Twin Bee Flame, and Whiskey Blue Chip. On down the stretch route they come. All-Star Willow continues on. All-Star Willow and PL Susie. All-Star Willow is going to be your winner off that three quarters, 127-4, and the mile was 156-4. PL Susie at 30-1 was second. All-Star Willow victorious at 2-1. Robert.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, it kind of went the way I thought it might go. Right? I said, the 8 might be too far. The 8 raced tremendous, Gary. I mean, 31-1. That's obscene. That price is absolutely obscene on PL Susie at 31-1. I mean, I thought PL Susie would be about 8 or 9-1. All-Star Willow would be about 5-2. So All-Star Willow took more money than I expected. But PL Susie, I mean, she got no respect in the odds board, and she raced absolutely fantastic once again. I mean, that is a monstrous effort. She obviously couldn't get forwardly placed from post 8, but she was first over a long way, sustained that bid, and finished this incredible second here. And remember, I said I was really keen on 2 horses here. This Exact is paying $173. I mean, this is absurd. I mean, I'm going to take it, but wow, I never expected it. And again, there were favorites that I thought we could play against in here. Twin Bee Flame hasn't gone around this track all that well in the past. I mean, she's raced well here, but this surface tonight didn't seem like when I thought she was going to like it. At 6-5, she misses the try in the Super. I mean, this is going to be a fantastic race for the exotics and everything.
And, we thought maybe that the front end wouldn't hold up, but All-Star Willow just kept on going. And the mile is 56-4, which last time out, All-Star Willow paced in 57-1 over the fast track.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing is like, when we were breaking down the race beforehand, I mean, to me, it looked like a race where we're going to see All-Star Willow go forward off the gate. I mean, because you look at all those previous post positions, they've been kind of tricky. And last time out, this horse was flying late. I mean, 27-3 in the end of it. You don't want to waste now getting a good post to work from. And right off the gate, I knew that we were in good shape with All-Star Willow because rocketed off the gate, got to the lead pretty easily. I was kind of, I'll be honest, I as much as I like PL Susie being second, I'm kind of shocked that she was able to actually race that well to be second. She had every right to pack it in, and she didn't. She was a game second. Problem is, next time, we'll probably be taking a real short price on her, second at 30-1 tonight.
And take a bow that you also added Whiskey Blue Chip at 30-1 and got onto the ticket. You really helped the superfecta players.
Yeah, it's. I mean, if someone maybe tailed it a little bit, we broke it down pretty well, I think, and you got to be happy when you do that. So hopefully, someone out there hit it.
It's a 4872. Back in front of us is number 4, All Star Willow, 2-year-old All Bets Off Bay filly, owned by Antonia Smith and Tony Arts, Matt Dupuy, the trainer, Travis Henry, the winning driver. All Star Willow, victorious 156 and 4. The first race payouts for All Star Willow 620, 440, 340. 8PL Susie $17 and $13 and 7 Whiskey Blue Chip $12.50. $2 Exactor $173. Dollar Try 1087.05. 20 cent Super 988.01. First race order finish from the top. 648-195-327. That's 648-195-327.
All-Star Willow gets the job done in race number 1 at 2-1. Beats the 6-5 favorite. Obviously, PL Susie would be better for our pick 5 ticket 31-1, but we went too deep. They finished 1-2. Exact pace of $170. So we can't complain with the way that race 1 turned out. But moving on now to race 2, it is the start of the early pick 4. Guaranteed pool $2,500. Low takeout, just 15%. And there's my ticket. I don't deviate from my pick 5 ticket with numbers usually. I keep it the same. So 1, 2, 7, and 8 here. I do like the 8 Mercutio. Off a break though, surface might not be the best for one coming off a break tonight, but we're gonna go 4 deep and maybe see if we can maybe beat this one. So 1, 2, 7, and 8, and then race number 3, the 3 and 7. So that's gonna be Ham Sandwich and Full Disclosure. Very intrigued by Full Disclosure. Full Disclosure, I thought raced way better than advertised at Flamborough Downs last time out. And then in race 4, just the 4 Big Nipper. This one's a versatile type. I think we're going to likely see her put, on the pace tonight. Likely try to get forwardly placed, and I think she can do it anyway. Really, she's shown she can in the past. We're going to single her 1, 4, 5, and 6 in race number 5, the money leg. Bolt Power, I think, is a big time player from the rail. Come on, Artie, Harambe Deo, and Giggity Giggity Giggity, I think are all ones you kind of want to use. Those $6.40 for a 20-cent ticket is the way that I see it. We'll see what Conley's got in store for us. And me and Conley were not on the same page in the pick 5. I think we both survived first leg, though, which is good. So we can both, I think now we go separate ways. But, hey, maybe one of us can win. 3-7 for Conley here. He's got the Lion King and Cadillac. Then he's going to go with the 1 and 4, Smart Thinking, and Easily the Best. And then in race 4, he's going to the 7, Twin Bee Nancy's Wish, who, raced really well last time, was flying late, big back half, trailing post on that occasion, now post 7, so nose back on gate, but still was a bit of a margin back from Big Nipper. I thought they kind of raced laterally in that race. I don't think there was much between them, and the better post for Big Nipper, I think, might help her chances, but I do like Twin Bee Nancy's Wish in there as the second choice. Race 5, the 4 and 6, Come on, Artie, and Giggity, Giggity, Giggity. Just $1.60 for Conley's pick 4 ticket starting here in race number 2 as for a 20-cent wager. Again, the pool's guaranteed at $2,500. Takeout's always a low 15%. We'll come back after the post for a take closer look at race number 2.
Field for race number 2 on parade. 1, Steel Reserve. Paul McKenzie drives and trains for David Sheehan. Number 2, it's Sally D. Lauren House drives and train for Dave and Arlene Hustle and Nancy DeHolster. Number 3, The Lion King, Os, Sammy Filyoff for Tess Waxman and On the Go Stable. And 4 is Peter Crown, Daryl Thiessen for Steve Watson. 5 is SG Goliath King, Andre Goy for James Hasty and Keith Hasty. Number 6, he will, Bill Meegans, rides and trains and owns. Number 7, Cadillac, Scotty Quilliver, Shane Barrington and Sylvain Cote and Robert Barnicki. 8 is Mercutio, Brett McDonough, Shane Arsenault. Field of 8, race number 2. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, we get the better price at 4-1 on 7 Cadillac than 8 Mercutio, who's taking all the money right now. And Rob, Cadillac, the last couple races, they're not all that encouraging, but overall the year has been fine.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, for me, I kind of thought I thought it was a little more interchangeable on the outside of the gate between those two, and you got one horse that's coming, into it off a miscue, and one that's not, and I mean that probably factor into my decision. Plus the value perspective, right? I mean, I'm always gonna side with where I think the better value is gonna be, just like in race one. I go to PL Susie knowing she's likely to be the bigger price than the winner, and they still finish 1-2 and pretty happy with the result. But in here, I mean, Cadillac for me, and the score now is just kind of a small one right now from Scott Coulter and Cadillac, but love the connections, and we saw this one absolutely crush his competition August the 12th. Obviously in a similar spot, and I think that's a possibility again tonight. And maybe, I mean, I'm hoping the plan is to go forward off the gate. That might make things more difficult for Mercutio. And again, you're getting 4-1 versus 6-5. So a couple of horses I think are interchangeable, but again, I went 4 deep in the pick 5, so I don't think this is a slam dunk for either of those horses by any stretch.
Well, of course, I had a different opinion, and the tote board right now 6-5 on Mercutio. Been watching this one and just think that Mercutio, I think he towers over this field. And Mercutio, sent up by Shane Arsenault. Shane's had a very good career. Shane Barrington's obviously a top trainer as well. Brett McDonald gets the catch drive.
I love Shane Arsenault horses, especially trotters, and he's done well with Mercutio. I mean, you see lately he's hasn't really picked up much. He's got one minor award in his last 4. He's taken support in 3 of those efforts, and some of those starts were in hours of 8,000 last 5 at Mohawk Park. So I totally understand where you're going with the towering over the field, because I mean on paper he certainly looks like he does, but that miscue last time from post 7 at Flamborough worries me. And then of course we see the service tonight. I mean, it's obviously looks it's held up really well here this year, but again, sometimes horses that make miscues might be a little bit prone when the track gets like this a little bit, and it has taken some water, might be prone to making that break and stride again. So might be handled a little bit more carefully from post 8. And at even money, that might not be the place to go shopping. I mean, again, if he wins, then certainly I would not be surprised at all. He's got 12 top 2 finishes and 30 tries this year, and I think he's clearly the one to beat. But again, it looks like to me like maybe a vulnerable favorite in the pick 5, and that's why we went 4 deep in here.
Well, my willingness to pass on that break is that the track at Flamborough so far in September has not been good, to be polite. Number 1, Steel Reserve, well, gets the inside and is consistently racing well. And certainly Steel Reserve at 12-1 is one that you really got to think about. This is one with back class.
Yeah, this is the thing. The back class is what always attracts me to Steel Reserve, and I've had some success backing him at some of the smaller services over the course of the summer. He's 4 for 28, but you see that on the board, percentage, right? He hits the board with all kinds of frequency, and he's got tactical speed in the pole position to work from. I mean, he's really one on the ticket because he's one that's kind of sure-footed, he's kind of consistent, and he's going to get forwardly placed. So if maybe there's a mistake made on the outside of the gate, or those horses for some reason can't get forwardly placed, he might be able to set the right kind of a trip. I mean, class wise, back class wise, he's not overmatched, but current class, he's coming out of those optional $9,500 claimers. So that's certainly a far cry from where Mercutio's been racing, and even to an extent Cadillac's been racing. But I don't think he's one you want to ignore, and that's why he's picked for third and on some of my pick five tickets.
Number 2, it's Sally Deal. September the 5th, I thought that race at Flamborough was pretty good, that this one finished up the mile strongly after not getting off the gate all that well. It became a factor, and I like you using this one on the ticket.
Yeah, this one's interesting to me because here's the deal, right? We look at it last time, and Cadillac Moon was a winner, and I was playing against Cadillac Moon in that effort, but he was much the best, and he kind of got his heart broken the week before from I'm not about I'm above average. We're going to see that one later on in the card. And I thought he raced really well in victory, and this one tried to take him on into the two hole, but was traveling nicely before that, and then made that miscue on the outside. So I think if she gets forwardly placed, hits a trip, she might be in with a little bit of a puncher's chance here at a big price, 22-1 on the bottom end of the exotics for sure. I mean, obviously, main priority is going to be stay flat tonight, but I thought that she was racing pretty well before that miscue last time.
And I did use 3, the Lion King, second on the ticket is 2-1. I know you look at those last 2 breaks, but I have thoughts about those 2 breaks. It's a field of 8 for race number 2. They're into the backstretch. Field for the second race. Gathering speed, approaching the start. And the field for the second race is at the start of the rough, and it is Peter Crown and the Lion King, the first couple to leave out. Steel Reserve is out well along to the inside, and then it is He Will as the field races on around the turn. He Will is third now. Steel Reserve is fourth. Mercutio is on the outside fifth. It's Sally Deal. Then it is back to SG Goliath King and Cadillac. The Lion King has the lead as they work their way towards and past the quarter, with He Will and Bill Megan's forcing the issue. 28-1 opening quarter. The Lion King is on top, and He Will is racing second. Parked, and Peter Crown is positioned on the inside third, and racing on the outside. Mercutio has the cover of He Will. Then Steel Reserve as they work their way up towards the half off that 28-1 opening quarter. Then it's Sally Deal, back to SG Goliath King and Cadillac. It is the Lion King. He Will and Bill Meegans is forcing the issue at 50-1, and Mercutio is on the back of He Will. And now when they straighten out down the backstretch, Mercutio is going to pull out 3 wide. And it is the Lion King and Mercutio. He Will, center of the track. It's Sally Deal is now getting into the deal and is moving up on the back of Mercutio. Mercutio has taken the lead. It's Sally Deal is racing second. The Lion King is third. And now from the backfield, Cadillac is kicking in hard. But it is Mercutio. It's Sally Deal. Cadillac is now third. The Lion King, 3/4, 127-1. He Will is racing fifth. And then SG Goliath King and Peter Crown and Steel Reserve and Mercutio. As the field turns for home, Mercutio is pouring it on. Mercutio leads and is striding clear on the field as they come to the finish. Mercutio. It's Sally Deal, Cadillac, and fourth was SG Goliath King. 156-4. Mercutio was 2-5 on the board and lived up to it, Robert.
Yeah, 2-5 on the board and 1-9 the best. I guess I wasted some money in the multis there, but I really should have zeroed in on these exotics, right? I mean, you love Mercutio. You think he towers over them. He did tower over them. He's the easiest kind of winner. As soon as he flipped the switch, he was gonzo. It's Sally Deal, though, right? I thought race, pretty well last time. And you know what? This time stays flat and races, clearly the best of the rest. I mean, wow, what a number that would have been to get down in the multi-leg wagers, but not even close to Mercutio in the end. But this exact is $30 and will likely help blow up the rest of the exotics as well. But no doubt about it, Mercutio. This is a heart-building win for him, right? I mean, kind of getting a little bit of tough luck lately, racing against harder competition, and this time out just absolutely crushes his rivals and should be much better for it next time out.
Yeah, and I mentioned that I wasn't concerned at all about that break last time out, and I thought he looked pretty handy.
Oh, he looked fantastic throughout. I mean, no hurry with a horse like Mercutio to get off the gate. I mean, can take air as well, and you know that this track's been pretty fair, right? We've said it all year. I mean, you don't want to be too far out of it, but if you've got the best horse, you can kind of race off a helmet or travel first over a long way. It didn't matter what the trip was tonight from Mercutio; he was going to be a winner. But there it is, right there, right? The old chalk bomb. That's for Brad A in Chicago. He loves those. Hopefully, he's got this one.
Well, and also one thing we've noticed this year: this track can take a lot of water and still just hold up beautifully.
It does. I mean, we still see pretty big miles too, right? I mean, it's been remarkable. And you know what? The feedback I've gotten, I've been talking to some drivers recently just about how the meet's coming to an end and kind of went by so quick. They all say they're excited for next year and what this surface holds and how much they've loved the racing here this year and how much they've got feedback from the fans and how much the fans are enjoying it too. So 4 days left, Gary, but hey, I can't wait for next season already.
There's Shane Arsenault back in the winner's circle with Brett McDonough, Mercutio, a 5-year-old bar-hopping bay horse. 7th win this year, 11th lifetime. Mercutio, 156-4. Second race. Number 8, Mercutio pays 280, 240, 220. 2-8 Sally Deal, 1380 and 540. And 7 Cadillac, $3. Double at 4 and 8, 1220. $2 exactor, $29.90. Dollar try, $44.35. Dollar super, $270.50. Second race order of finish from the top. 82564 That's 82564 Fans note a driver change. Race 7-3 All-Star Caroline. Garrett Rooney will drive. Garrett Rooney drive 3 All-Star Caroline in the 7th. Field for the third on parade. One, Smart Thinking, Scotty Colder Kimbiax. Number 2 is Bearcat Willie. Mike Horner drives and trains and owns. Number 3 is Ham Sandwich. Steve Houdon for Laura Toscani and Steve and Laura share an ownership. Number 4, Easily the Best. Travis Henry for Matt Dupuy and Rick Heeman. Number 5, He's Sporty. Garrett Rooney for Bud Sinclair and Jim and Doreen Flynn. Number 6, New Shooter Natasha Day for John Braid. 7 is Full Disclosure Austin Sorry for Ashley Lenvoy and Gino Toscani. 8 is Adore Him, Paul McKenzie for Kurt Blake and Robert Blake. 9 is Control the Smile, Jay Harris for Sean Stacy and Mickey Sudar and Terry Cameron. Field of 9, race number 3. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, full disclosure, you have 8-1 on the board. Austin Sorry for Ashley Lenvoy. And even though the record this year is a bit light, I'm kind of thinking you might be onto something here.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of Full Disclosure in this race, Gary. This is second start back, right after missing just over a month, and it's going to be second start Ashley Lenvoy as well. And that start last time at Flamborough got away third off the gate, kind of took a shuffle, and I thought had quite a bit of pace in behind horses, just nowhere to go, tight quarters to the wire. Bet down to 7-2 on that occasion. I think looks pretty good on the track right now. And this horse has done some pretty big things in the past. I mean, the victory this year was 52-4. Over Mohawk Park, and does have a lifetime mark of 49-4, 130,000 made as well. So I just think, pretty good previous appearance from this one, and worth a few dollars at a decent price. I mean, you see so far throughout the night, we've had prices on top. That's the one thing. I try to avoid the chalk, not a chalk man most of the time here, but I do think Full Disclosure is in with a real big chance here at 8-1. I firmly believe that, and happy to have him on top, and liking him more the more I see him on the track right now.
One that's interesting here is 3 Ham Sandwich, because the recent form isn't great and then hasn't raced since September the 4th, so a little bit of time. But also Ham Sandwich compares well in here. I used this one on my pick 5. You did as well. Even money the board surprises me.
Yeah, no, I went too deep in here. Just like the first leg, right? Went too deep, one favorite, one price. And I figured we'd be at this point right now in the odds board. I thought Full Disclosure would be about 5 or 6-1. We're 8-1. Maybe that price comes down a little bit come post time. But I thought Ham Sandwich would take a lot of support. Best bet for me last time got scratched. Just really looks like the type of race where, Ham Sandwich can kind of do it any way. I think he's best on the engine, maybe a 2-hole trip. But he's showing that he can also race from off the pace effectively this year. We've seen it from him right here over this surface. So just 1 for 16. This looks like the right kind of spot, right? These are his people, we'll say, where he can kind of get back in the win column. Easy to spot on the track as well, even money. I think he's in with a real big chance. But again, we'll look for value with Full Disclosure.
He's an announcer's delight. It's always easier to pick out Ham Sandwich and others that look similar. Look, number 4, Easily the Best, is my top pick. And this is one that had been trending in the right direction. Used this one last time out and got the job done. And Easily the Best. Now I'm counting on this one to come back and win back-to-back. And, we'll see. But certainly Easily the Best. Nothing wrong with that effort last time out.
No, there's nothing wrong with the effort at all last time. It was a strong one, and I mean, I gave you some serious kudos because you were pretty, set on this horse being the one that would win in there, and he was. I mean, he ended up being the best by half a length, and he's one that we've seen do a lot of go a lot of big miles here, right? Tough miles, and he kind of did it again last time out. He prevailed. And this time around, you're getting around the same number on him, so you can't really, fault that. And if you bet him last time and took advantage of it, then you might as well come back to him in here. I don't think he's one that is without a chance. I just wanted to go in a different direction tonight, and like I said, full disclosure for me, I think is providing extreme value.
The horse that I'm more worried about than full disclosure for me is Smart Thinking. And it's just a 10 to 1 on the board. I just think this might be a smart spot for this one. Scotty Calder on the inside with Smart Thinking.
Yeah, we've seen this one do good things as well. I mean, really looked, really nice out there in those condition claiming races. How they stack up against these, I don't think that he's at a place here by any stretch. And the thing for him is he gets the pole position. I've always thought this horse is better coming from off the pace. I mean, last time out, DM Snake Plissken was the winner of that condition claimer. Smart Thinking never had much of a chance to the way the race played out, and DM Snake Plissken came on and was a big-time winner at Mohawk Park. Hope someone cashed on him there. He was on top in the Horse Players Journal at a nice price. But Smart Thinking show two back, he can get forwardly placed as well. So tonight from the pole position, I think you got to try to push out of there, get a good trip. And I think he can definitely land on the exotics. 13 to 1's an overlay, in my opinion, on Smart Thinking.
And I love that you went to DM Snake Plissken. I sent you a text right afterwards, and you said, "Oh yeah, I got him."
Yeah, no, you had to. He raced so tremendous here last time, and the massive overlay at the big track. Because sometimes they don't get the respect there, but he was a winner, and hopefully we get to see him back here again. I mean, I guess we only got 1 week left though, so maybe he's going to stay on the big track.
Well, that was around 8 to 1, and now you have 8 to 1 on full disclosure, so we'll see how you fare there. I've got 4 easily the best. It's a field of 9 for the third. Field 4. Race number 3 is at the start of the rough and leaving out Ham Sandwich, New Shooter, full disclosure. And they drive into the turn. Bearcat Willie's on the inside, now second, then Ham Sandwich, and easily the best. And New Shooter is racing fifth and looking for a seat. Then Smart Thinking and Control the Smile. He's sporty and back to adore him, but full disclosure, it's 7 to 2 now. Has the front. Bearcat Willie's racing second, easily the best. And then Ham Sandwich, a New Shooter, and they come off the turn. Full disclosure leads as they roll on past us of a 27-1 opening quarter, and Austin Sorry is sitting pretty comfortable looking in the bike right now, as full disclosure is right now leading by about 6 or 7 lengths. Easily the best is taken down into the safety lane and off stride. Full disclosure, right now pouring it on. Ham Sandwich on the outside now wants to move up on the outside. Smart Thinking went a little rough and taken to the outside. And now it is Full Disclosure with the lead. And Ham Sandwich is trying to close on Full Disclosure. Lively half of 55 and 3. And Full Disclosure, Ham Sandwich, Bearcat Willie, New Shooter. Then it is back further to He's Sporty and Smart Thinking and Control the Smile and adore him, but Full Disclosure is full throttle by 3/4, 123 and 1. And Full Disclosure leads as they race to the top of the stretch. Ham Sandwich trying to take a bite out of that lead, but it's still a substantial bite that he's going to need to take because Full Disclosure is gone on the field. Full Disclosure, it's just widening out the margin just for the fun of it. Then Ham Sandwich, and he's sporty and Control the Smile. 151 and 4. Full Disclosure, Rob. When you're right, you're right.
Yeah, no, you know what? It was a nice Friday night, and someone messaged me to say, maybe do you need any help with the with the winnings from the first race and the way the night's gone so far? Listen, I just hope we keep on rolling here. Friday was great. This is already a better night here. We're 3 races in, and I love Full Disclosure in here. I mean, I try to convey that as much as I can here. And the thing is that this horse last time out was trapped behind horses, and he had pace. I mean, I watched the replay back a bunch of times. I was hoping to see that. When you look at a line like that in the program, you want to see it. Did I think he was going to do this tonight? Absolutely not. I mean, who saw this coming? But he's done this kind of stuff before. And second start back, obviously should be fitter, should be brave coming into it. Delayed leaving move by Austin Sorry, but boy, oh boy, when he ever took flight from out there, he cleared in a hurry. And you see the body language here. I mean, he's just under wraps here. But this is one that has shown this kind of ability in the past and maybe now unlocked that with Ashley Lenvoy's second start. hopefully we can keep rolling in this pick 5.
Yeah, when you back a horse, you love to just see it be a cakewalk because there's no stress.
Yeah, no, you know what, felt pretty good right off the gate. I mean, soon as he touches down the lead, I think okay, we're good here. The only danger is going to be ham sandwich, and he just couldn't go with them tonight. 51-4. I mean, no one can really, and another nice exacta over $20, and obviously the try and super. I don't have those. I wouldn't have the ones underneath there, but if you have it, it should be another big payout here. So just hope we keep on rolling here. Gary, maybe it's your Buffalo Bills bringing some luck. Your kickoff in 7 minutes. Don't worry, I won't tell you what's happening in the game.
Grant, great. But listen, I can tell you what's happening right now. You're crushing. Full disclosure, ham sandwich. Those are your top two. 7359 back in front of us. And number 7, full disclosure, 5-year-old Sweet Lou. Brown horse, owned by Gino Toscani. Trained by Ashley Lenvoy. Austin Sorry, the winning driver. Second win on the year. 7th win lifetime. Full disclosure, 150, 1-4. Third race payout, 7 full disclosure, 930, 420, 320, 3 ham sandwich, 280, 210. And 5 he's sporty, $9, $2 exactor, 23.50, dollar try, 160.60, dollar super, 788.30. third race. Order of finish from the top, 862-935-174. That's 862-935-174. Field is on post parade for the fourth race. 1, Hot Cocoa, Austin Sorry for Francis Dumichel, and Robert Daly and Daniel Davis. Number 2 is My Last Kiss, Sammy Fillion for Julie Walker and Francis Richard Incorporated and Dr. John Bradbury. Number 3 is She's Lawless, Scotty Quiller for Shane Barrington of Max Stable. 4 is Big Nipper, Mike Horner, drives and trains for Doug Wilson. 5 is Tiny But Mighty, Brett McDonough for Gino Cicero. Number 6, RJ Jean Todd Ratchford for Ruth Moore and James Hasty. Number 7, Twin B Nancy's Wish, Travis Henry for Sean, Stacy, and Mark and Natasha, Stacy, and Bertrand Gillespie. 8 is Craft Field of 7. Race number 4. Let's get a look at this field. And number 4, Big Nipper, 7-2. Certainly looks like one that's coming in great form. Second beaten a neck last time out. And just overall, like Big Nipper. Mike Horner, here's a memo to Mike Horner. You're on his horse here.
Yeah, it's Robert on now, right? They can't play the Robert off angle tonight, but no, for me, Big Nipper has kind of proven she can be versatile in her racing style, and I think tonight's got to be one where she goes forward off the gate. She's shown she can do that and be effective, and I just thought that the makeup of this field tonight's one that she can get the better of. She's raced really tremendous as of late. She's got those 3 runner-up finishes in each of her last 3 tries here. Over this surface, Gary. And, the winners of those races, Southwind Stratus, who I thought raced fantastic, Ace 44 Bella, and then She's Lawless as well. So, I don't know. I thought she deserved to be favored in here. My Last Kiss has been taking money throughout. Last time out, went a long way in the lead, and then kind of shortened up a little bit late in the mile there. So we got some dogs barking in the background. Not Margarita Pizza. I don't know what's coming today, but I like Big Nipper here, and the price to me has to short up come post time.
I think I know exactly what they're saying. They're saying you should have used She's Lawless also on your pick 5.
Yeah, they might be. They might be saying that. But, for me, She's Lawless. I mean, look, at 5-1 on the board right now is a good price on her. I thought she'd take more support than that. I really did. But that win 3 starts ago here, I mean, was a real good one. That's not owners of 1, though. This is now the class above that. But she won, with enough conviction in there that she could probably do in here. And I'll be honest with you, if I know she's 7-1, I think I probably would have used her a little more. I mean, I thought that they might kind of be favorite 1 and 2, and I don't want to really waste my equity using a couple of short price horses. I don't know why she's not taking support right now, Gary. Second time Lasix as well. That's a good betting angle.
Well, she might get some money now that the dogs have chimed in on She's Lawless. I know they're not barking about the pizza because no self-respecting dog would be all excited about Margarita Pizza.
No, they wouldn't be. And again, that's Megan's thing, right? I mean, I like, the pepperoni and the bacon and the sausage and all that kind of stuff. Megan likes the Margarita Pizza.
Yeah, that's your choice is a more manly pizza. Number 7, Twin B Nancy's Wish is one that, boy, you got to like that last race. Came from way out of it to be beaten just 2 lengths.
Yeah, race tremendous, really, and one that I think's in with a big chance here. I know Conley was going it alone with Twin B Nancy's Wish, and I don't mind that thought, especially at 7-1. I mean, put it this way, the odds board is not playing out the way I thought it would in this race at all, which, I mean, sometimes that's a good thing. We've seen that tonight so far. Horses haven't got respect that we've been on, and that's okay. I mean, really, like you always say, you want it to play out that way, right? We're betting against each other in this game in the pari-mutuel system. So Twin B Nancy's Wish, trailing post last time, got away last off the gate, was a no man's land, and came on really nicely to be fourth. 49-1 on that occasion. Good back half, the whole bit. I just was wondering how the trip looks tonight. I mean, unless she Sprout swings off the gate tonight, I don't know if she can win it from way out of it. But certainly one that's in with a chance here. and 8 to 1, the price is right.
I'm curious what Hot Cocoa does here because this is one that missed a bunch of time before that last start and yet came right out and was really, really good in victory. Now moves up, but gets the inside again.
And the thing is, I mean, moving up, and I guess the good thing is these in between classes, right? I mean, if you like one like Hot Cocoa, you get to move into that in between class now between non-winners of one and non-winners of two. I mean, I remember, when I was younger, it was always just non-winners of one, non-winners of two, and it was always that tough time to get acclimated. But I don't think it should be as tough getting acclimated to things here at this level, the non-winners of 17,500 class. And Hot Cocoa is one that we've seen, race pretty good off the bench last time by all rights. And I mean, we said it right after the race last time. By all rights, should be better next time, right? Second start back now, the layoff, getting back on that regular rotation. So I'm thinking in with a chance. Definitely in with a chance here from the pole position. I'm just a big fan of Big Nipper in here. My single in the multi-leg wagers, and I'm not going to jump off that bandwagon.
Well, you know what we have to talk about is number 2, My Last Kiss, because we both did not use this one on the top 4, and yet is 5-2 on the board.
Yeah, and for me, it's one of those things where My Last Kiss, I thought last time out could have raced a little bit better, and you know what I mean, definitely in with a chance in here. I mean, we saw good things from My Last Kiss at this level already. We saw victory already at this level, so I think that you've got to give this one some respect. I stayed away tonight, and really the money's been on her from start to finish. Still 3-1 right now. Not one of those ones that floats up to a crazy price come post time. We've seen support throughout, so I think she's one you have to consider. But for me tonight, I went a different direction.
Well, I think we got to give respect to your pick because right now you are kind of hot for a few days now in a row, rolling and coming in off of a big win also in the third race, a crushing win. By full disclosure, it's a field of 7 for the fourth race. They are into the backstretch, gathering speed. And the field for the fourth race. Is at the start of the rough, and My Last Kiss will brush out with Big Nipper, and she's Lawless and Hot Cocoa, and then Tiny But Mighty and RJ Jean. Twin B Nancy's Wish is trailing the field. Now Big Nipper, 2-1 on the board, will come on and get the lead, and Hot Cocoa went off stride. It is Big Nipper, My Last Kiss racing position second, she's Lawless third, then Tiny But Mighty and RJ Jean, and Twin B Nancy's Wish. They race off the turn, and Big Nipper and Mike Warner's got the front as they work their way on towards a 30-second opening quarter for Big Nipper. My Last Kiss is tucked into the pocket, and She's Lawless is racing third. Then Tiny But Mighty and RJ Jean and Twin B Nancy's Wish. They head up towards the half, and Mike Horner and Big Nipper is alone on the lead in front, a length and 3/4 over My Last Kiss. They head on past the half. She's Lawless is now going to wheel to the outside, and then it is Tiny But Mighty and RJ Jean and Twin B Nancy's Wish. She's Lawless is in pursuit of Big Nipper. Big Nipper and She's Lawless stride together, and then it is My Last Kiss and RJ Jean. She's Lawless. Big Nipper now tries to fight, and RJ Jean is off stride, and Big Nipper is fighting back gamely on the inside, and Big Nipper, She's Lawless. Big Nipper leads it ahead. She's Lawless grinding on the outside. My Last Kiss is right there within striking distance, and then Twin B Nancy's Wish is racing fourth and now is kicked in hard, and then on the inside, Tiny But Mighty. They're ganging up on Big Nipper, who holds on to a tenuous lead. My Last Kiss is 3 wide. She's Lawless, and here comes Twin B Nancy's Wish, and darting up the inside is Tiny But Mighty. It is Big Nipper trundled on. My Last Kiss, and here comes Twin B Nancy's Wish, but Big Nipper was able to hold on. They could not nip Big Nipper. Tiny But Mighty, My Last Kiss, and Twin B Nancy's Wish were there, but Big Nipper victorious, and you had to hold on dearly. It was a tenuous lead at the top of the stretch, but game was Big Nipper, Robert.
Yeah, very game. I'll be honest with you. I kind of thought that it was curtains for the multi-leg wagers, Gary, on the turn because, like you said, I mean, she got attacked by She's Lawless on the on the backside. Certainly got things her own way in the early stages, but she took some heavy heat from She's Lawless, fended that one off. My Last Kiss couldn't have got a better trip this time around. I mean, she likes to go to the outside. I've seen her win on that exact same trip at Hanover, and I think she won one here too with the same trip. She did, yeah. She won back-to-back races, same kind of trip. I thought she was just going to coast straight on by and be a winner. Maybe Twin B Nancy's Wish would get there, but never dreamed that Big Dipper would kind of keep on rolling here. I mean, that's a real gutsy effort, and she just puts up that invisible shield. And sometimes when you need that to happen, boy, oh boy, does it feel good because you think you're a loser and you somehow end up a winner.
Top of the stretch, I probably would have bet that Twin B Nancy's Wish was going to be the one to get by, but I certainly would have been about my fourth choice would have been Big Nipper at that point.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I agree. I definitely, if there was live betting, I would have made Big Nipper the longest price of those four horses at the head of the stretch. But like I said, we've said it many times. This horse has raced very game, and I think in her last three starts here at the River, she'd raced too good not to have a victory on her card. We see a lot of horses like that playing second fiddle, and she was second fiddle in her last two in the class above this. So certainly helped her chances tonight. But sometimes it just it works out, and I'm going to I'm certainly gonna take it when these things happen.
And needed that half of 1 minute last week. Got to the half. The race got to the half in 56 and 3, and was a second back on that. So 57 and 3 for Big Nipper. But yeah, I got tested in the third panel, but that 1 minute half gave her the resolve to hold on.
Yeah, I definitely did. I mean, like I said, I think the effort was tremendous all in all. I mean, obviously it gets slow fractions early, but she was game to the wire. 57 and 3 is a pretty decent mile all in all, given the night. And yeah, Team Horner, right? This they can't say that they needed a Robert off angle this time around.
It was the Robert. It was Robert on.
A Robert on angle, exactly. So it works both ways.
And back in front of us, Big Nipper. Mike Horner driving and training for Mark Horner and Douglas Wilson. Big Nipper is a 3-year-old. All bets off. Black Philly. Third win this year. Third lifetime. Big Nipper. 157 and 3. The fourth race payouts for Big Nipper, 480, 290, 240. To My Last Kiss, $3 to 75. Tiny but mighty, 820. $2 exactor, $9, $70 try, $40, $60 super, 100, $35.60. The fourth race, order of finish from the top, 7-2. 51364 scratch. That's 7251364 scratch. Field 4, race number 5 is on parade. 1, Bolt Power Lauren House for Mark Goddard and Brenda Darrable. Number 2 is Wizard of Bots, Jason Ryan for Kevin Bots. And number 3, Cranky's Boy, Brett McDonough for Rick Edwards. And number 4, Come On Artie, Semi-Filia for Brett Lester and Diane Silvestri. 5 is Rambideo. It's Daryl Thiessen for Gary Murner and Gino Toscani. Number 6, Giggity Giggity Giggity, Austin Sorry for Rennie Dion and RAW Equine and SNR Racing. 7 scratched, 8 Beach and Lindy, Steve Charlton drives and trains and owns. 9 is Highland Hot Sauce, Todd Ratchford for Michelle Bowen. Field of 8, race number 5. Let's get a look at this field. And 1, Bolt Power is taking a lot of coin, even though the last couple races at Mohawk not great, but this could be a good spot. I mean, drops down in class. Bolt Power on the inside. 4 to 5 on the board, although being with your pick 5 with 4 horses alive here, you're kind of cheering against Bolt Power probably.
Well, I mean, listen, you know what, Gary? I always rather just cash, right? I mean, Bolt Power is not the worst result. I mean, $71.77 for 20 cents. We'd certainly take that. And I think that, Bolt Power merits respect in here. I know you were very fond of this one. You were willing to go on a limb and single him in your tickets, and he's taking support to even money right now. Mark Goddard's had some success as of late. He kind of racked up some victories over the last couple of weeks, and this horse certainly gets to a spot that he should enjoy, right? The bottom condition class here. Last time he raced here, he went a long way on the engine in the class above this and only got beat by Hungry to Succeed and Wild River Bumblebee. And Wild River Bumblebee came back to be a nice winner at Mohawk Park since then. So there's some good form references there. Last time out, the last 2 starts against much tougher in a pop-up series at Mohawk Park. Very tougher than the pop-up series that we've seen here at the River. So, I think Bolt Power is one that merits respect on top. And again, you know what? You get to this point in the multi-legs, and when you're alive pretty decent, you just want to kind of cash the ticket. So I don't want to be too greedy. But, we'd rather get a bigger payout. But $71.20, we take it.
Number 1, Bolt Power. Also, that race, August the 6th, he was sitting first up. And then the last time that he was in this class, when he made his move to the front, he went by them like they were tied to a post, 26 and 3/3 panel, and then he just coasted the rest of the way in 54. But look at, how about number 5, Harambe Dale, tons of back class. Last race at Mohawk, and not great, but still, this is one that certainly has a license to bounce back in this spot.
Yeah, I've kind of been wanting to try this horse on several occasions. I put him on top in the Horse Players Journal. Didn't have success doing it. $92.61 on his pick 5 return. He's going to have Lasix now, back on Lasix program, and I tried him on top last time. It didn't work out. At Mohawk Park, and I kind of was intrigued by him going forward off the gate up in the class above this August 26th. He kind of rambled out of there, then got shuffled back. I mean, to me, it was a race where it could have went much differently if there wasn't so much early action. Like if he was, he left out of there in 26 seconds, to be second and then got shuffled back. So I think he fits in nicely with this group. And he's one that's very intriguing to me. It's now going to be second start Gary Murner, another barn that, can certainly, turn things around for a racehorse. So I think he merits respect in here. He's 3-1. He'd be a better number in the pick 5 than Bolt Power.
I got to give you kudos. 31-1, and you had them on top. So, when they don't get there and they're 31-1, at least people can't be mad at you because you took a flyer. You didn't exactly take a 5-2 shot.
Yeah, can you believe someone sent you a message calling me Chalk Man recently? Can you believe that? I don't think I'm a Chalk Man.
With some of the horses that you've nailed on us lately, hey, Some people just love to complain. That's why I'm not on social media. Number 4,
Yeah.
Come On Artie. Come On Artie is one that I've been waiting to come on, and I think I just keep on waiting and waiting. When's it going to end?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, 0 for 31, right? I mean, I see a lot of horses like this where it's a tale of two seasons, and maybe it goes the other way too. 11 for 34 last year, 0 for 31 this year. I mean, he just won in bunches last year. He's the big favorite actually in the pick five, $54 at 4 to 1. I mean, so right now the odds aren't matching up to what the will pays are in the pick five, but I mean, last time out only beat 3/4 of a length to Holy Jalapeno. Kind of facing a similar class here at the River now, and he might break through. It's fourth start back with Brett Lester. I think he's in with a chance, but I'm kind of happy that that we got bigger payouts elsewhere because I kind of thought he's more of an underneath player tonight.
And you also have number 6, Giggity, on your ticket, and, 4 wins on the year. Tell me your thoughts on the 6 horse.
Well, racing OSS grassroots last time against much tougher. I mean, what would the Vicar do to this group? I mean, he'd have his way with them, and obviously, I don't always like the angle of those numbers of 2 races you see there, and not really being able to do in that class, and now transitioning to non-winners of X, last 3, but. I think he fits in nicely with this group. I'd like to see him get forwardly placed.
Bolt Power is even money on the board. It's a field of 8. Bolt Power, Wizard of Bots on the inside. Cranky's Boy, Come On Artie in the center with Harambe Deo. To the outside, Giggity and Beach and Lindy in the second tier, Highland Hot Sauce. It's a field of 8. It's the 5th dash on a Monday night at the River. They're into the backstretch, gathering speed, approaching the start. And the field for race number 5 is at the start of the rough. And leaving out, Come On Artie is blasting out with Bold Power on the inside. Harambe Deo and Cranky's Boy. Then Giggity, and on the inside, Highland Hot Sauce and Wizard of Bots and Beach and Lindy. And it is Bolt Power with the inside advantage who continues on. Come On Artie now is going to take back and find the pocket. Harambe Deo is third. And then Giggity is fourth. Cranky's Boy, Highland Hot Sauce, Wizard of Bots, and Beach and Lindy. Bolt Power 5-2 on the board. Leads, and Come On Artie 7-5 is in the pocket. Then it is Harambe Deo who's on the inside, racing third, and now quickly coming. Giggity is moving up and is looking to challenge Bolt Power. Bolt Power and Giggity dueling up towards the half with Come On Artie on the inside, racing third. Harambe Deo on the pylons, and now on the outside, Highland Hot Sauce is moved up to take over fourth. Harambe Deo is racing fifth. Well back, Cranky's Boy and Wizard of Bots and Beach and Lindy. And it is Giggity, who's got a slim lead, but Bolt Power on the inside is game and fighting. Come On Artie and Highland Hot Sauce, and then Harambe Deo is racing on the inside fifth, and Bolt Power is holding on to the lead for now, turning back. Giggity on the inside. Come On Artie's been getting the trip, and Highland Hot Sauce is now taking a look out 3 wide. Then Harambe Deo and Cranky's Boy, 3/4, 124 and 3. Bolt Power, Come On Artie is chasing Bolt Power, but Bolt Power is still strong. Bolt Power and Come On Artie now wheels to the outside as the field comes on down the stretch right. Bolt Power and Come On Artie. Bolt Power continues on. Bolt Power, Come On Artie. Bolt Power had plenty of power at the finish. Come On Artie. Beach and Lindy came flying late to pick up a third. Then Harambe Deo and Cranky's Boy, 153 and 2. Bolt Power was the best, Robert.
Yeah, it was the best in there, which is the lead. I mean, it felt pretty good about it right out of the gate, and obviously, Come On Artie gets that nice trip behind him, and listen, there good action in the race. And the horse I thought might actually pop was Highland Hot Sauce. We've seen that one before coming from way out of it. This time he was spotted perfectly, a second over cover. Giggity kind of backed into a little bit in the turn, but I thought he might still punch forward, but he didn't have it in the stretch. But it came down to just the two front runners and Bolt Power good to go. Not a bad night so far, Gary. This one here, I mean, another race where the favorite doesn't come in 5-2, though. Obviously, one that got back to pretty substantially. It was $71 for a 20-cent ticket in the pick 5. our investment was just over $12 tonight. Certainly one that we'd be willing to do every single night here at the river, right? So we'll take it. We're doing well. We took Friday. We probably didn't do a good Monday. Let's just keep it rolling the back half of the card.
I was right on my slim pick five if I would have listened to you about full disclosure, and that does help it a bit. But everything else was the right idea. Didn't need you in the second race. You didn't need a bunch of horses, Mercutio, and in this race, you only needed Bolt Power.
Yeah, my you know what? Again, like, it's hard to say there's a downfall when you're having a good night, but the downfall for me is if I really, kind of buy into you saying Mercutio is alone in the second, then we can really do some damage to this ticket, right? I mean, it's paying 300 and over $350 for a buck. Then I could have really pressed it the way that you were pressing yours for, right? $1 for $12. I mean, pretty easy to have it. For a pretty big number, because I think we went 2 seconds and 3 tops so far in this pick 5, and that's
Yeah.
the way you want to do it.
Yeah, you just needed your idea, but I pressed Mercutio and Bolt Power, and they were they were very strong. And then, of course, full disclosure was the best of the bunch.
Absolutely. You know, this high five here, I mean, you see it, right? You got the logical ones with a couple of big prices sprinkled in. So if you got the high five ticket, hopefully you get a good payout. We've seen a lot of really nice payouts in these high fives here at the river this year.
And Caminardi was in position, just can't get the job done. Back in front of us is number 1, Bolt Power. Bolt Power is a 6-year-old Bolt the Door bay gelding by Brenda Darrable, trained by Mark Goddard. Lauren House, the winning driver. Fourth win for Bolt Power. Bolt Power victorious 153 and 2/5. The fifth race payouts: 1 Bolt Power, 740, 270, 210. 4 Caminardi, 240, 230. 8 Beach and Lindy, 1010. $2 exactor, 15.50. Dollar try, 134.35. Dollar pick 3, 58.20. Dollar win for 101.70. Dollar pick 5, 358.85. 20-cent high five, 1607.58. Fifth race, or her finish from the top, 175248, scratch 36. That's 175248, scratch 36 on the bottom.
Bull Power, winner of race number 5 here at Grand River Raceway, able to cash the pick 5 tonight. Always a good feeling, just over $70 for 20 cents. So we'll take that profit on a $12 ticket, but we're jumping right back in late pick 5, starting right here in race number 6. Nice to have these late multi-leg wagers tonight after having just 8 races last Friday. Now we are back in play with the late pick 4 and the late pick 5. The late pick 5 wager right here. Low takeout 15%. And there's my ticket 2 and 8 here. Southwind Stratus and Raz and Jazz. Those are the two I'm going to use here. We got a horse right now, 3 to 5 on the board. I don't have that one on my ticket. The 4, AK Black Badger. Race number 7, 1, 2, 4, and 9. Angry Angels, one I think can do good things there from post 4. Might go back to getting forwardly placed against that group. Race number 8, just the 2 better than Pride. Value player for me tonight. Thought raced really well 2 back with Garrett Rooney aboard. Last time out, didn't have much of a chance the way the race unfolded. I think tonight can be good to go in race number 8, the 2 better than Pride. 6 to 1 would be a nice price. Not sure we get that come post time. Just the 1 and 6 in race 9, the 1 Insanity. Very intrigued by the 6. I'm above average. She raced tremendous last time against an easier group, but was the easiest kind of winner in that dash. And then race 10, the 3, 5, 7, and 9. So 4 deep in there, $12.80 for a 20-cent ticket. But let's now look at Conley's ticket, see what he's got in store for us here. See what Conley's got in this late pick 5 sequence. He's going to go 2, 3, 6, and 8. So $6.40 for his ticket. 2, 3, 6, and 8. So he's got my 2 and 8 there. He's got the 3 and 6 as well. He doesn't have the 4 either. The heavy favorite right now, AK Black Badger. Race 7, the 1 and 4, I Dream of Genie and Angry Angel. Race 8, the 5 and 7. So that's Mossy's Art and Fiscal Policy. And then the 9th race, he's got the same 2 that he's got the 1 and 5 in there. I went 1, 6. He's got Wallanack and Insanity. They're 2 logical ones as well. I mean, I just like what I'm above average did last time. And then he's all in on the 9 Doc's Philly Cheese in race 10. Race will be second last time. And this is one that, you don't like the trailing post, but might benefit from it because he's pretty good chasing a target, right? So that might help his chances out tonight, and obviously one that we've been very fond of lately. And I do have him on top in there. Just spread it a little bit more on my pick 5 ticket, but $6.40 for Conley's ticket, all in on the 9 Doc's Philly Cheese in the finale. But you got a minute or so to map out your winning wagers for this late pick 5 sequence. Again, takeout's always a low 15%, and we'll come back after the post where I take a closer look at race number 6.
Field on parade for the sixth race, one, Lebec Finn, Scotty Calder for Rodney Hughes and Howard Taylor. Number 2 is Southwind Stratus Austin Sorry for Rachel Andrew and Murray Graham McDonald. Number 3 is Fancy Lettering, Sammy Filia for Chantel Mitchell and Dale Towell. And 4 is AK Black Badger, Paul Davies, Drives and Trains for Glenn Pinnell and Steve Fudge. 5 is Geminar, Nick Stewart for Larry Fitzsimmons. And number 6, Ace 44, Bella, Brett McDonough for Craig Gilmore and Dana White. Number 7, Stay Lucky, Jason Ryan for Ryan Stewart and Joe Muskokaman. And 8 is Raz and Jazz, Travis Henry for Ashley Lenvoy and Gino Toscani. Field of 8, race number 6. Let's get a look at this field. And Rob, I love that you're going to take a shot on Raz and Jazz from post position 8 because it is 12-1 on the board. There's some good power on the inside, but Raz and Jazz certainly has not been without some impressive action here so far at Grand River.
I mean, she's been tremendous at this level, right? I mean, it's the one thing about it is that she gets back here now. Again, this field there's more depth to it, I guess, than what she's faced the last times in nominators or two. But she was went right back to her winning ways on the engine last time here at the River. Before that, she kind of sat a trip before winning. Both times the favorite. Since then, nominators a 6 at Flamborough 2 back. And then nominators a 3 at Flamborough in her latest. And, I mean, she just loves it here. We said it last time. She just seems to love it here in Elora over this surface. And I was going to go against her and never dreamed she'd be 11-1. I mean, maybe, post-state's part of that. But she's showing she can get off the gate from I think, anywhere off the switch. And I think she'll likely be put into play. So I put her on top in here, went too deep. And I kind of thought that the ones I was using were the ones you want to be involved with.
Well, the one that you're most afraid of, if it's not the 8, is 2 Southwind Stratus. And we both have picked 3 winners in the first 5 races, but full disclosure, we each have a different top horse the rest of the night. So we'll see how things unfold. And I have 2 Southwind Stratus. The thing with this filly, consistency.
Yeah, no, she's been fantastic this season. I mean, you see the on-the-board finishes. She's got 8 of them in 9 tries, just 2 wins. But the latest win was a good one, especially considering she hadn't raced in a bit of time, right? She'd been off for 3 weeks going into it. Now she gets back on that regular rotation. We always talk about how important that is. And I mean, she beat Big Nipper. Look what Big Nipper did tonight. Now, granted, obviously the mile time wasn't all that flashy for Big Nipper, but I still think it's a good form reference to kind of come into this with. And I just think that right now both those horses are a little bit underrated on the odds board. 4-1 and 11-1. I was happy with the way they've raced in their recent efforts, especially the ones here at the River, and happy to go alone with those 2 in the pick 5.
And then number 3, Fancy Lettering, is also one that you can be kind of afraid of in here and is getting a lot of love. Sammy Filia's been having a very good year. And this is one that's come up pretty large and was second in a prospect series to Cheese Party last time out.
Yeah, last time it was a good effort to be second to Cheese Party. I mean, Cheese Party was pretty stellar in victory. And Fancy Lettering, I mean, it was just those 2 in the end, right? I mean, that's the thing that you don't get to really see in the program is the fact that she was way ahead of the rest of the rivals. She was clearly the best of the rest. So I think she figures in here. I don't think that, she looks out of place against this group by any stretch. But I don't think, she'd necessarily be the favorite with what we've seen from Southwind Stratus last time out or even what we've seen from Raz and Jazz. So in with a big chance. I think one of the main players, but maybe a bit too short for me at 5-2.
Yeah, and some of those races, like that race August the 30th at Mohawk, did all the heavy lifting before Cheese Party gets by, and Fancy Lettering did pace her mile in 51-4, third beaten half a length. Solid effort. Number 6, Ace 44, Bella. Boy, this is one also that you have to account for. There's a lot of nice talent here. That's why I was afraid to go to Raz and Jazz. Ace 44, Bella's been good.
Yeah, no, like I said, this is a deep group. There's no doubt about it. There's even some others in here that are big prices that might be with a chance. But Ace 44 Bella is one that, all the way in the engine, two back, impressive winner. Then last time out, a little bit more of a tougher trip and wasn't able to, you know, uh, hold it out over Southwind Stratus and Big Nipper in the final stride. So I think she can bounce back in here. I mean, she's shown she can be versatile in her racing style. 7-2 is not a bad number on her either.
A horse that I used on the ticket, I can't take in the win column because one win in 27, but on the inside, Lebec Finn has shown some flash of late.
Yeah, I think Lebec Finn is one that you can certainly look at on here at a big price, and stay lucky for some. Just jumping out at me right now. Some of the competition that she's been facing, male competition, and in those races, those non-winners of X last three might be able to make some noise here at 19-1.
Well, there's a couple price horses, but your top pick, Raz and Jazz, is sitting at a nice price at 7-1, and I actually get 4-1 on Southwind Stratus, which I think is a nice value. It's Lebec Finn, Southwind Stratus, fancy lettering on the inside. In the center, AK Black Badger, Geminar. To the outside, Ace 44 Bella, Stay Lucky, Raz and Jazz, Feel of Eight. Sixth dash. They're into the backstretch, gathering speed, approaching the start. And the field for race number 6 is at the start of the rough, and A.K. Black Badger is going to leave out with Raz and Jazz and Stay Lucky. Lebec Finn, Southwind Stratus, fancy lettering, Ace 44 Bella, and Geminar. A.K. Black Badger with the front, but Raz and Jazz is jazzed up early and is flying to the front. Raz and Jazz at 8-1. A.K. Black Badger, Stay Lucky third. Lebec Finn is fourth. Then fancy lettering and Southwind Stratus and Ace 44 Bella. As they race their way off the turn, Geminar's trailing the field. Raz and Jazz and Travis Henry, 27-second opening quarter. Leads as they race on past us with A.K. Black Badger in the pocket. Stay Lucky in the pocket. There goes fancy lettering, giving cover to Southwind Stratus, and on the inside, Lebec Finn. Then it is Ace 44 Bella and Geminar. Raz and Jazz at 8-1 has the lead as they work their way up towards the half, and A.K. Black Badger's getting a trip in the pocket. Fancy lettering, Stay Lucky, Southwind Stratus on the back of fancy lettering. Lebec Finn's on the inside. Then it is Ace 44 Bella and Geminar, but Raz and Jazz is still sharp. 56-4 halftime. Raz and Jazz rolling on a lead of a length and a half. A.K. Black Badger, and then fancy lettering. Southwind Stratus already took out, but isn't advancing after taking out just yet, and then Stay Lucky. But Raz and Jazz continues. Raz and Jazz, 3/4, 125-1. Raz and Jazz, fancy lettering. Now Southwind Stratus is coming, and A.K. Black Badger and Stay Lucky. Raz and Jazz and Southwind Stratus. Southwind Stratus trying to nail Raz and Jazz. Southwind Stratus, Raz and Jazz. Raz and Jazz, Southwind Stratus. Fancy lettering. And at the finish, it goes to fancy lettering. Raz and Jazz and Southwind Stratus, 155-2. That was an interesting dash, Robert.
Certainly was. I mean, loss of action happening there. The late stages. Listen, I got to feel good about the effort I get from Raz and Jazz. There doesn't work out, but you know what? Sometimes it's not going to work out, right? And Raz and Jazz at 8-1. I mean, you get every chance on the engine. I mean, I think she raced well to be right there with them at the wire. She just couldn't close it out this time around. We said there's a lot of depth to this field. Fancy lettering was one of those horses. Unfortunately, for my multi-leg tickets this time around, I went too deep, and the horse that splits the two that I need is one I don't have in fancy lettering at 5-2. But we recognize she was in with a big chance, and you kind of look like she might get passed by Southwind Stratus on the outside. I thought maybe she might be third actually midway through the stretch, but then she kind of just gets really racy here at the wire and puts her nose out in front, and gets the victory at 5-2. She floated up a little bit as a second choice there late, but yeah, nice horse race, right? I mean, we got every chance with the two that we needed. Just didn't work out.
Yeah, and even though you don't get the win, I mean, look, you give your top three are 8-2-3, and as we're halfway down the lane, you don't know which one of those three, so you're still in the hunt.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I thought we might see Raz and Jazz kind of just, maybe just fend them off late with that invisible shield. Didn't happen. The horse on the far outside there, kind of the one I noticed very late, Gary. Stay Lucky. She kind of got a little bit unlucky with her trip. Stay Lucky, I think, is what we can come back to. I mean, especially at that level, she just figured in there. I didn't notice it until kind of very late, but 25-1 rounds out the supers. So, if the 2-1 win it, we would have done some damage that race, but hopefully someone was able to put it together.
That was your long shot mention, but I do love taking a shot on Raz and Jazz. The post position ultimately probably beat you, but at 8-1, it's worth a strong flyer.
Absolutely. Yeah, always look for value, right? That's what we're going to try to do, and we'll do that the rest of the meet here.
It's a 3827 top four and fancy lettering. A 3-year-old Stag Party Bay filly owned by Del Towle of Leamington. Chantel Mitchell, the trainer. Sammy Fillion, the winning driver. Third win for fancy lettering this year in lifetime. 155-2. The sixth race payouts, 3 fancy lettering, $780. $453, 8 Raz and Jazz, $850, $472. Southwind Stratus, $290. $2 exactors, $66.80. Dollar Try, $44.60. Dollar Super, $551.35. Sixth race order of finish from the top, 731. 56842. That's 731 568 42 on the bottom.
Just 4 races left on the card here at Grand River Raceway on this marvelous Monday. And, well, pick 5 starts off with a logical one and fancy lettering. Doesn't have me along for the ride, though. Hopefully you're still alive on that ticket. But starting right here in race 7, it's time for the late pick 4. Low takeout 15%. There's the ticket I've mapped out. 1, 2, 4, 9 here in the opening leg. I do recognize the 4 Angry Angel. Certainly looks good against this group and might be the one to beat, getting back to a palatable class and maybe going forward off the gate again, even though that miscue last time in a Prospect Series event. But we're doing 4 deep, 1, 2, 4, and 9. Just the 2 in race 8. That's better than Pride, one that I'm kind of fond of this evening as a value player. I thought race fantastic 2 back in Sarnia. Last time out, didn't really have much of a chance the way that the race played out. And Maintenance Man was just a much the best winner, kind of just bottomed them out on that occasion, left them all in his wake throughout. So I think better than Pride fits in nicely with that group and from an inside draw can do some damage in race number 8. 1-6 for me in race 9. It's Insanity, and I'm above average. I'm above average last time. Easiest kind of winner. Kind of surprising for me, just how easy he did it. He now is going to face tougher, but I think he looks like he might be able to double up, and maybe he's going to be value. I don't know. 3-1 morning line. I think maybe that price are a bit higher because he faced some tougher horses this time, but I thought it was a tremendous victory. So 2 deep in there with the 1-6, 3, 5, 7, 9 in the finale. There's some intriguing horses in there, but the one you've got to respect is Doc's Philly Cheese, especially off his latest. And he's done nothing wrong this season, trailing post, but he's a horse I don't really think will mind the trailing post that much. So I think he's in with the main chance in the finale, but we're going to go 4 deep in there. $6.40 for a 20-cent ticket. We'll see what Conley's got mapped out. See what Conley's got in his late pick 4 ticket, starting right here in race number 7. Low takeout 15%. He's going, there it is, real thin for Conley. So that's when Gary says he likes to play them thin and you may play it for $1. This ticket for $1 just cost you $8 or $1.60 for 20 cents. 1-4 here. So he's got Angry Angel and Adrian Bagini. He's going 5-7, so Mossy's Art and Fiscal Policy in race 8. So he's kind of looking at a price there with Fiscal Policy. And then he's going to go in race 9 to the 1-5. So that's Insanity and Wallinack, where I'm actually going to be on, I'm above average of 6 on top. And then in the finale, he's going to go all in on the 9 Docs Philly Cheese. I don't mind that at all. I'll probably play some of my tickets, presses to the 9 Docs Philly Cheese in there. Singled. I think he's obviously the most likely winner in that last stash of the evening, but just $1.60 for a 20-cent wager for Conley's late pick 4 ticket. Again, the takeout's always a low 15%. We'll come back after the post for a take a closer look at the upcoming dash.
Field 4, race number 7 on parade. One is I Dream of Jeannie semi-filia drives for Julie Walker and Leonard Campbell. Number 2 is Ace 44 Rebel, Brett McDonough, Craig Gilmore, and Dana White. Number 3 is All-Star Caroline, Garrett Rooney for Jim Lee. 4 is Angry Angel, Travis Henry for Zachary Carroll. And number 5 is Century Kiss Me, Daryl Thiessen for Ben Wallace and Wallace Standabreds and Terry Krawick. Number 6, Panthermonium, Austin Sorry for Matthew Panos and Metara Stables. Number 7 is Fun A, Jay Harris for Mike White Niaski and Susan McKeegan. 8 is Love Party, Todd Ratchford for Mike White Niaski and Susan McKeegan. And number 9 is Red Trans Am, Jason Ryan for Brett Lester and Rebecca Williamson. Field of 9, race 7, Garrett Rooney drives the 3. Let's get a look at this field. Number 4, Angry Angel, despite making a break here last time out, is getting the love on the tote board, including a love from you, Robert.
Yeah, I guess this is one race where we're going to be on the favorite because taking money from right from the beginning of the betting till now and likely going to go off, I would say, at around the even money or so. And again, it kind of makes sense. If you look back at those lines earlier on in the summer, pretty strong and a victory at this level. Last time out, and against a tougher Group 2 back in a non-winners of lifetime race, finished a decent 5th, and now gets back to that softer non-winners of one company. And that was that in-between class, right? So overlooked the break last time. You can get to this one on top here, and I've always thought this one, she's pretty good when she gets forwardly placed, and that's got to be the game plan today from Travis. He's been putting them into play, and this looks like one that if that's the game plan, she can certainly do good things against this group.
Well, let's look at number 1. I Dream of Jeannie knocking at the door, gets the inside post position. You could easily make an argument for I Dream of Jeannie winning in here.
Yeah, I think I Dream of Jeannie is one that merits respect, and like you said, knocking at the door, a horse that again probably turned in some better efforts than deserved a better result than what she's been getting as of late. I mean, 3rd to Beach Games, and then that start 2 back. She got beat by more than 10 lengths, but the winner was just so good. It was scary, and then last time only missed by half a length. So I think that I Dream of Jeannie is one that you've got to like in here at worst underneath, and maybe even use in your multi-leg wagers. I went 4 deep in the multis here, and 9-2 is not the worst price in the world in I Dream of Jeannie.
I thought number 2, Ace 44 Rebel, was going to wind up being the betting favorite. I thought people might shy away from the break-in for Angry Angel, and Ace 44 Rebel gave a pretty strong effort here last time out. Did peter out just a little bit at the end, but still did a lot of work.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, and Hot Cocoa I thought was a good winner, and that one obviously made a break in stride tonight, moving up in class. But yeah, I think Ace 44 Rebels one you've got to respect in here, and 7-2 is not a bad number at all on the odds board. That start 2 back, I thought she had quite a bit of pace on the end of that mile before kind of getting on tight quarters and making a miscue. And I'll be honest, I thought she was going to be a winner last time before having to settle for 3rd. So again, I kind of would even still likely side with Angry Angel, even 8-5 versus 7-2, but that's just because I think that one will likely have a pace advantage over her tonight.
And then you're taking a flyer on Red Trans Am, who actually stepped up with a pretty decent effort last time. Yeah, finished 5th, but at least I thought gave a solid enough showing that you could use this one on the ticket. So I see where you're going.
It's kind of a Robert off angle too, a little bit, because I picked her on top in that race, right? And I thought that it might work out the way the trip was playing out. It didn't. She ended up finishing 5th. I thought she raced okay. That was first start for Brett Lester. Now races back on a regular rotation, and I just think was going to get overlooked on the odds board. That was kind of the play here, and one that might have a reason to take a further step forward off the latest effort. So if she does, then maybe she can land somewhere on the ticket at a big price. She's 15-1 right now. She'd really boost the value of those exotics.
What do we make of number 7, Fun A in here? Look, did a lot of the work last time out at Flamborough Downs. That's been a little bit of a tiring track. Second beaten ahead. This is one that's been bringing a solid effort week in and week out. Tough to leave off the top 4.
Yeah, I think you've got to, give her some consideration because of the fact that she's got gate speed, right? I mean, we know tactical speed is a huge edge here. Any track it is. I mean, you see those ones in the early stages. She might go forward off the gate against an edge. I guess I just wish she finished off her miles a little stronger. I've had her a couple times where I think she might have to feel dead to rights and she can't close it out. So she's got those 4 runner-up finishes in 8 tries, but still an over in the win column. I think maybe a smaller share tonight at best.
Well, and my top pick in here is number 5, Century Kiss Me, and I'm starting to have buyer's remorse.
No, I don't think. I mean, 8-1, you might as well. I mean, you like that, right? I mean, it's a good number on the board. It's a horse I think sit with a chance. I mean, I liked the horse last time, and I thought maybe others raced a little better than her, but I don't think she was without a chance anyways. And 9-1, the price is certainly right.
Well, I'm taking one at 9-1, and you're on the 6-5 favorite, Mr. Chalk. I just had to throw that in after having some nice winners at a price today. It is I Dream of Jeannie, Ace 44, Rebel, and All-Star Caroline on the inside. In the center, Angry Angels, Century Kiss Me. To the outside, Panthermonium, Fun A, Love Party. Second here, Red Trans Am. Field of 9. Race number 7. It's post time. Field 4, race number 7. Is at the start of the rough, and I Dream of Jeannie and Semi Filia times the gate beautifully. Century Kiss Me and Love Party. I Dream of Jeannie's got the lead. Century Kiss Me's going to plug into the pocket. Love Party driving on the outside. Ace 44 Rebel. Angry Angel. Red Trans Am. Fun A. Then it is Panthermonium and All-Star Caroline. I Dream of Jeannie at 8-1's got the lead. Century Kiss Me is racing in the pocket. And Love Party now it gets over to the pylons, and now Fun A is working on the outside. Fun A is coming first up. 28-second opening quarter, and it was put up by I Dream of Jeannie with Century Kiss Me racing in the pocket. Then Fun A first up third, racing fourth to the inside is Love Party. And then it is Panthermonium. Ace 44 Rebel on the inside, moving on the outside now. Red Trans Am. Then it is back to Angry Angel, who's racing positioned 8th right now, and All-Star Caroline is trailing the field. Up at 28-second opening quarter, half was 58. I Dream of Jeannie, Century Kiss Me on the inside, still on the back of the 8-1 I Dream of Jeannie. And then it is Love Party on the inside, Funny in the center. Panthermonium sent out 3 wide. Then Ace 44 Rebel, Red Trans Am. Angry Angel is still racing positioned 8th and is sent to the outside, but with a lot of work to do. And All-Star Caroline, I Dream of Jeannie, Century Kiss Me now is locked down to the inside. Panthermonium on the outside, and now the backfield is all coming as I Dream of Jeannie is now looking to give up the lead to Panthermonium. Panthermonium, and blocked on the inside is Century Kiss Me waiting for the passing lane, but here comes Ace 44 Rebel, and it is Panthermonium, Ace 44 Rebel. On down the stretch drive they come, and it is Ace 44 Rebel, and kicking it late is Angry Angel, but it is Ace 44 Rebel, but on the inside, Panthermonium held off Ace 44 Rebel. Angry Angel third, 158 flat. Panthermonium at 25-1, Robert.
Yeah, Panthermonium coming out of that condition claiming race. Last time, listen, we thought this one raced pretty well to be second Intense Lady. I thought was going to get the measure of that one late. Wasn't able to do so. Has been knocking at the door, but in softer spots, right? This is back to Non-Winners of 1, but it's a tougher version of Non-Winners of 1. But a nice effort from Panthermonium. I mean, this is one that's 1 for 12 this year, but has 6 on the board finishes. and just kind of got the jump on them at the head of the stretch. I mean, that's the difference here, right? I thought that we were going to see Ace 44 Rebel get passed before the wire, but just kind of hung out there and never did get by. I mean, that's pretty remarkable for Panthermonium to punch back there at a big price. I mean, that's going to really blow up, obviously, the pick 4 and the pick 5 wager.
Yeah, I was giving the call to Ace 44 Rebel, just expecting it matter of factly to roll on by, and well, matter of fact, didn't happen.
Yeah, it sure looked like it. I mean, I thought for sure this one was going past, and I mean their noses apart at the wire, but the longer price winner gets home, and the heavy favorite Angry Angel, well, just that trip's never going to work out. I mean, handled carefully off the gate, but as soon as Funny kind of went to the outside, it started to train, on the rim. That ended up locking in Angry Angel, and she's not going to win from off the pace like that. I mean, like I said, I think she's way more effective getting forwardly placed. I understand maybe the concern with that with the break and stride last time, but I fully expected to see her go forward off the switch. Didn't happen, and the way it played out, she had absolutely no chance.
And I'd like to know what would have happened if Daryl Thiessen popped before I Dream of Jeannie dropped anchor.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a race where you could go back and analyze it and maybe find some value for next time, right? There are a lot of horses I think that kind of got hindered by difficult trips and getting hemmed in along the cone. So, like I said, we'll watch that one back and maybe find a winner for next time.
It's number 6, Panthermonium at 25 to 1. Victorious. Panthermonium's a 3-year-old Panther Hanover Bay filly, owned by Metalrust Stables, trained by Matthew Panos. Austin Sorry, the winning driver. Second win for Panthermonium this year and lifetime, 158 flat. Seventh race payout, 6 Panthermonium, 53, 30, 22, 10, and 620. 2 A's 44 Rebel 680, 330, 4 Angry Angel 250, $2 exactor 225.90, dollar try 296.25, dollar super 3734.65. The seventh race, order finish from the top, 627-351-984. That's 627-351-984. On parade for the eighth one, Carson's Shadow, Louis Gregg for Vicky Gregg and David Carson. Number 2 is Better Than Pride, Garrett Rooney for Gerald Lilly and Fred Niclerio. And 3 is Perfect Smiley, Nick Stewart for Peter Christie, 4 is Scratched. 5 Mossy's Art, Sammy Folliard, Jason Mitchell, and Jerry Belanger. Number 6, Bravado Seals for Paul McKenzie for Christina Soundy. Number 7, Fiscal Policy, Mike Horner, drives and trains and owns. And number 8, Walter, just Walter, Scooter Gimlet for Carrie LeCain and Mary Christopher. It's a field of 7 for race number 8. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, Robert, the form on this field is a little bit light to say, well, just say a little bit here. But Better Than Pride is one that 2 races ago almost got the win at Sarnia. And then last time out, well, tell me about that mile, because still was a mile in 55 and 4. But what did you think of it?
I thought it was okay. I mean, didn't have much of a chance the way the race played out. I mean, 2 starts ago, Garrett Rooney was aboard, put him into play off the gate. He got away third and then made a big move at them. And I thought really sustained a nice first over bid before getting beat by Ultra. That was a monstrous effort too back. Then last time, his trainer was aboard, and I thought just the way the race kind of played out, didn't have much of a chance. And race, I think, finished just okay, but I think we'll see, maybe get more forwardly placed again with Garrett back aboard tonight. Let's get on the track right now. I designate him a value player. Right now, there's no value, though, at 3 to 5. I thought that he might be a decent price in here, because sometimes horses coming from Sarnia don't get, the respect they deserve. And right now, this one, though, getting hammered on the odds board. So certainly not too fond of the price, but very fond of the horse.
Well, the problem is you've nailed some value plays now, so now people are chiming in, and so the value disappears. One Carson's Shadow at 7 to 2 is one that romped at Hanover 2 races ago and was pretty solid here last time out.
Yeah, I thought raced pretty well here last time out. The effort, obviously, at Hanover was one of those heart-building wins for Carson Shadow. Classy veteran, though, right, with almost 190,000 made, 23 lifetime victories. I thought maybe we'd get away from them last time. Just could not hold off the late strides of the winner, Mossy's Art, who's back in here again tonight. And interestingly enough, I mean, Mossy's Art is you're looking at 5 to 1 versus even money on Carson Shadow right now. So I would say pretty hard to justify that discrepancy in odds, considering he had no answers for that rival last time. Obviously, the better trip went to Mossy's Art, but I thought was well in hand to the wire too. We kind of noted that, right? Like, he really wasn't under much urging to the wire at all. So I think Mossy's Art deserves some respect, more respect than that, anyways. And one that you have to consider in here, especially at odds of 5 to 1.
I'm on Mossy's Art in here, and I thought I was going to be on the favorite. It might still go that way, but I don't know. Mossy's Art, that was a solid effort. But look, yeah, it might have benefited by the trip, but Sammy Fillion is a driver that can get a horse a trip.
Yeah, I think we might see a similar trip again tonight. He's got tactical speed, right, which we always reference as being very important here at the river. And with him, that's how we worked out that 2-hole trip last time from post 4. He moves out one spot on the gate tonight, but I think he's going to be a factor throughout. And with the inside 2 taking this kind of support, Gary, I think your pick right now is the right one. But we'll see how the odds shake out. I mean, Better Than Pride's kind of floating up. Maybe we still get that value I was looking for on him.
And he gets to leave from post 4 now, because going fast isn't going at all. And, Perfect Smiley, you almost got to smile last time out if you backed this one. Missed by just half a length. At 49 to 1 would have been a real big smile.
I actually thought he might be going past. I mean, he just had a lot of momentum in the late stages, never got to the winner, but rounded up the exact at a big price. You got to obviously swallow a smaller number this time around, but it's still, it's sizable one at 10 to 1. I just thought that there's some depth to this group here, and we might. I think we're on the right 3 for the trifecta, right? Carson Shadow, Better Than Pride, and Mossy's Art. The better value right now, definitely going in your direction with Mossy's Art. I don't think he should be 3 to 1 at all. That number might, again, like you thought, might shorten up come post time. But Better Than Pride still taking that money too. And like I said, if he comes back to his effort 2 back, I think he's going to make them all feel like they were in a horse race.
Fiscal Policy is one that had a couple of good starts at Clinton And here last time out wasn't bad. Was 42-1. Now is 30-1. Mike Horner. Is that one that you could take a flyer on to get onto the ticket, maybe on the bottom?
I think so. I don't think you should be 30-1. So I think why not, right? Even on top. I mean, there's a lot of horses tonight that I think have just kind of been overlooked because of outside draws or because of the horses they're in against, and they go off at inflated numbers. This is another one. Fiscal Policy, I think, is not without a chance here, but one I would definitely use in the bottom end of the try in the super. And we've seen horses tonight really help those payouts, right, when they get on there at a big number, and he's a big number right now at 25-1.
Well, and your horse, Better Than Pride, has taken the action 3-2. I'm on number 5, Mossy's Art at 3-1. We'll see how it unfolds. And Carson Shadow's getting a lot of love at 8-5 on the inside as the gate is rolling. It is a field of 7. Carson's Shadow, Better Than Pride on the inside. In the center, Perfect Smiley, Mossy's Art, and Bravado Sealster. The outside, Fiscal Policy, and Walter. Just Walter. It's a field of 7 for race number 8. Field for the 8th race is at the start, and they're off. And Walter is skating hard on the outside for Scooter Gimlet, and also leaving out is Mossy's Art. Then Carson Shadow, Better Than Prime, and Perfect Smiley. Then Bravado Sealster and Fiscal Policy, and Mossy's Art. Walter is going to slide on into the pocket in front of Carson Shadow and Better Than Prime, Perfect Smiley, Bravado Sealster, and Fiscal Policy, and they race off the turn. 26-2 opening panel put up by Mossy's Art. 5-2 on the board. Long shot, Walter, driven aggressively early by Scooter Gimlet and has found the pocket. And Carson Shadow is third. Better Than Pride, Perfect Smiley, Bravado Sealster, and Fiscal Policy of a lively opening quarter. Looking for a second panel breather is Mossy's Art. They head up to the half and racing second, Walter. 55-2 is the halftime, 29 second panel. And third, Carson Shadow, Better Than Pride. Then it is Perfect Smiley, Bravado Sealster, and Fiscal Policy. Mossy's Art is strong on top right now, leads at a couple of lengths, and Walter is second. Carson Shadow is third. Then Perfect Smiley, Better Than Pride is going to roll out 3 wide, but has work to do, but is getting some urging and is coming on a bit. 3/4, 124-1. Mossy's Art. Walter is tripping it out in the pocket. Better Than Pride is third. Perfect Smiley. Carson Shadow, Fiscal Policy kicks in late, and then Bravado Sealster, and they turn for home. Mossy's Art, Better Than Pride. Mossy's Art, Better Than Pride. Walter looking to skate up the inside. Better Than Pride. Better Than Pride is just a little bit better than Mossy's Art. Walter, and Fiscal Policy 153-4. Better Than Pride was able to get the best of Mossy's Art right at the finish, and took the money early, 3-5 on the board, but it counts as a win, Robert.
Yeah, it counts as a win. But listen, I'm always happy when we get a winner down. But and 3 plays of the night tonight. A second PL Susie at 30-1, a win with Big Nipper, and a win with Better Than Pride. But I did label this one value play, and 3-5 is not value. But you know what? That was a hard fought victory. I mean, he ends up being behind Carson Shadow. That one kind of backs into him a little bit on the far turn. And then you can see Garrett Rooney kind of get busy, sends him wide, and he just wouldn't be denied. I mean, this horse I thought raced tremendous 2 starts ago in Sarnia. Last time out, just didn't get a trip that was going to be conducive to winning. And this time around, gets Garrett back on the bike. I think one of the most underrated drivers in the entire sport, even though he's having a fantastic year, but doesn't get the accolades he deserves, ends up, really working hard to get this one in front of the wire. A couple of drivers there, both having great seasons, Sam Filion and Garrett Rooney, battling it out to the finish. And we get the measure right at the wire, but not the price we're looking for.
And we can also give Scooter some props getting off the gate and getting that pocket ride in behind Mossy's Art.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? That's the key. And I mean, I've said it before about Scooter, is that He certainly can get a horse off the switch. And John Campbell once said, "Good things happen when you leave," and he ends up working a 2-hole trip there, and then he finishes third at 45-1. Last time out in this class, this pop-up event, third at 7-1. This time in a much bigger number. And Fiscal Policy, right, one we thought had a chance to really round things out at a big number. I mean, we're pretty chalky up top here with my top choice and your top choice, but after that, some serious bombs come in, so maybe that helps the value of the try in the Super.
It's Better Than Pride, who's back in front of us. A 5-year-old Better Than Cheddar Bay gelding up by Fred Niclerio, trained by Gerald Lilly. Garrett Rooney, the winning driver. Second win for Better Than Pride, 153-4. Eighth race payouts, number 2 Better Than Pride, 340, 210, 230. 5 Mossy's Art, 240, 230. 8 Walter Just Walter, 440. $2 Exactor, 520. Dollar Try, 35.85. Dollar Super, 189.40. Eighth race, order finish from the top, 7-1, 5 scratch 2, 6-4-3. That's 7-1, 5 scratch 2, 6 4-3 on the bottom. Field on post parade for the ninth. One Insanity. Jason Ryan for Ben Hollingsworth and Michael Goldberg. Number 2, Malone. Scott Kohler for Mark Goddard and Howard Kaufman of Bryn Mawr and Joshua Kaufman. 3, Top of the Bar. George Katros drives and trains and owns. And number 4, My Holy Moly. Brett McDonough for Connie Chisholm and David Chisholm. 5, Wallanack. Todd Ratchford for Kenny Ellis. And number 6, I'm Above Average. Daryl Thiessen for Derek Anderson and Gordon Mason and Scott Mason. Just a field of 6 for the ninth race. Let's get a look at this field. And Rob, I thought for certain your top pick would be Insanity, because that's usually Insanity from the inside's your play, but you're on I'm Above Average.
Yeah, I did, just because you know what, the win last time was so strong, and I know that this is moving up in class now, but it was easy, right? I'm Above Average just did it easy and kind of surprised us. Took all kinds of early money that time around. Took all kinds of early money this time around too. And I just thought the effort last time really warranted a long look. I mean, this is one that I always thought had a lot of potential. Just 4 wins, over 71,000 made, but maybe now we're going to see it unlocked now with for trainer Derek Anderson. I mean, a break 2 back at Georgian Downs and was 6th before that, but then turned it around big time last time out. Daryl Thiessen certainly got the best out of this one, and he's back for an encore performance. So I'm definitely in with I'm Above Average on top. Thought we'd get some better value this time. Still think we see it float up come post time. I don't think he goes off as the 9-5 favorite.
Well, one thing I know is not crazy if you happen to think that Insanity might make the lead and wire this field.
Yeah, it's not a crazy thought at all, because Insanity has all kinds of foot off the switch. We know he can do good things on the engine. We also know he can, race out of a 2-hole if that's the game plan, but I doubt that is tonight. I think that when you get to this level with Insanity, the goal is going to be to go all the way on the front end, and he did that from post 6 in this class August the 19th, and did so at 8-1, which I thought was insane on that occasion. But that's against the likes of the Great Reset, so that's why he was that kind of a number on the board. I think he merits respect as the favorite in here. I don't really at 3-1. I'd say that's probably the horse you're supposed to pivot to, just from a value perspective, because I know you've been mentioning that the track at Flamborough hasn't been all the best as of late, and maybe that's why those miles that don't look all that appealing at 58 and change the last 2. But you can see the speed he produces here at the River. He's liked it here. I think he's in the mix throughout, and maybe can wire them.
Well, and also if you look at September the 7th, he's in with Andy Over and Prince Archie, so you might fault him for backing away, but that's much tougher.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, there's some serious talent that he's been going up against at Flamborough and over this surface, and this field, should kind of be welcoming to him, right? I mean, especially with his racing style. When you look up and down the page, that I don't think anyone should be able to match what he can do in the early stages. But I'm Above Average made a really nice middle move last time, and he just he went past the pace setter Cadillac Moon like he was standing still, and that one came back to win. That's what really kind of made me take pause and say, wow, I'm Above Average really merits a long look moving up in class, because that one came back to win, and likely this one just broke his heart last time. So again, I'm kind of firmly on 1-6-6-1. Edge to the 6, but we'll see how the odds board shakes out. I want more than 8-5, and I'm Above Average, but I'm going to back him to win.
Well, I went with also in the second spot 5 Wallanack, and that's logical. That's your third choice, because Wallanack's been really good all year. Now, the last race was at Mohawk. You tell me about that start at Mohawk. Finished 6th, but still, Wallanack here, Wallanack's been really good.
Yeah, he's he certainly held his own at going to Mohawk Park, and Hours of 3 was 3rd. To Cool My Bell 2 back, and Scintillating Tom was 2nd in there, so that they were kind of the ones that took the support in that race, and he certainly held his own to claim the show spot at 52-1. Last time out, finished 6th. And before that, I mean, he was racing at Georgian Downs. We said a lot about that service and what we thought about, the speed that it could produce. It got better really late in August, but before that, not so much. And I remember being impressed by Wallinack moving up to the preferred here, right? I mean, he went from the non-winners of lifetime category races to then top condition class, was second to Delgado, and then did good things in the preferred. I thought the fourth was decent as well. So he's one that has certainly kind of made a lot of progress right before our eyes here at the River earlier in the season, and then has done good things elsewhere. I thought that the I'm above average was intriguing, and then Insanity was logical, and he ends up just in the third spot for me.
And then, well, look at the tote board. It's between those three according to the tote board. But the one you went to on the bottom of the ticket, top of the bar, well, you can make an argument. Top of the bar at least is coming forward with form. In much tougher, but top of the bar, back-to-back runner-up finishes.
Yeah, I thought raced well in each of those. Last time, just no match for Cadillac Moon, who, again, the start before, could not go with the likes of I'm above average, and then top of the bar got past him late as well. And then in the last time out, I thought just was a decent second. So a couple of runner-up finishes in a row. Has 12 on the board, finished in 31 tries this year. And again, I just think, a classy mare who can get away off the gate and maintain her position. That's kind of the goal here. And maybe you can beat one of those right now, 3 code 2-1 shots. If you kind of beat one of them, then obviously that helps improve the payout to the exotics. But I do think those are the logical 3 to kind of, round it out in order, 1, 2, 3. And now we see Wallinack kind of emerge as a slight favorite. So, again, I think Insanity deserves to be the favorite on here at post time. But right now, he's still third choice at 5-2. It'll be interesting to see how it shakes out.
And I guess if you're determined to go with I'm above average on top, well, top of the bar was second to I'm above average September the 9th here. So an argument that maybe he can step up and at least get on to the top 4. I did throw My Holy Moly as the one that I used on the bottom of the top 4, and I just thought that My Holy Moly maybe getting away from Mohawk, and you see this one racing okay in a couple of starts at Mohawk. It's been spotty on the year, but My Holy Moly, Brett McDonough or Connie Chisholm.
Yeah, I've seen him do good things. I've toyed around with him on the bottom end of the try and super at Mohawk at long odds a few times. And sometimes it's worked out, sometimes it hasn't. 1 for 20 on the season, but does have 9 on the board finishes, right? So with the right kind of trip, I think My Holy Moly can get a piece of it in here. Again, I had to look for some kind of value to kind of improve the ticket and the value of the ticket underneath, and I thought it'd be top of the bar. Right now is that at 13-1, but there you go, 3 2-1 shots again, right? So right now the public torn in 3 directions, and it's been that way right since the offset.
Well, call me crazy, but I think Insanity will end up being the favorite of those 3. We'll see how it unfolds. I've got Insanity, you've got I'm above average, and you're having a way above average a night. So it's Insanity and Malone on the inside of the center, top of the bar, and My Holy Moly to the outside, Wallinack, and I'm above average. Field of 6, 9th race trotters in the backstretch, approaching the start. Field for the 9th race. All in position. And there at the start of the rough, Insanity on the inside will blast out with top of the barn Malone. Then My Holy Moly, Wallinack, and I'm above average is back trailing the field. Insanity fell to 4-5 on the board and leads Malone, who is 50-1. Then top of the bar, and 4th is My Holy Moly, Wallinack, and I'm above average. Insanity leading on around the turn. Malone is plugged into the pocket on the back of Insanity. Opening quarter was 28 seconds. It's Insanity and Malone. Top of the bar is racing 3rd. My Holy Moly is 4th, and then it is Wallinack, and I'm above average is 6th in this field of 6. And now popping up from 4th goes My Holy Moly to move up and challenge Insanity. It is Insanity who's got the lead as they work on into the backstretch. That is Malone sitting the pocket. My holy moly third. Top of the bar, Wolanak, and I'm above average trailing the field. 57 and 3 halftime. Insanity looks strong on top. Jason Ryan just sitting still on Insanity, who leads by about 3 1/4. My holy moly. And then Malone is backed up a bit to third. Wolanak is coming on the outside. And then top of the bar, and I'm above average is going to need an above average burst of speed to win now. Still trailing the field. Insanity is still moving crazy well, and they race by 3/4 in 1:27. Insanity, my holy moly, and Wolanak, Malone, and then it is I'm above average in top of the bar. Insanity as the field turns for home. My holy moly, and Wolanak. Insanity still has a bit of work to do as my holy moly is chasing Insanity, and Jason Ryan getting a bit busy. Insanity, though, is digging in. Insanity, my holy moly. Insanity trying to hold off my holy moly. My holy moly got there. Insanity. And then Wolanak. And I'm above average. My holy moly, Robert.
Yeah, nice effort from my holy moly. And you thought this one was in with a big chance, making the trip from Mohawk Park. And I mean, listen, Insanity does all the work, and yeah, I thought he was going to get paid in there as the favorite. He took all the late money, but my holy moly would not be denied. We know Insanity can kind of get a little bit, soft at the end of his miles at times, especially when he goes out there and makes every call a winning one until then, and just came down to the trip scenario, right? I mean, perfect trip for my holy moly. Edges out here and just runs that one down. I mean, it looked kind of unlikely, didn't it? I mean, I didn't think Insanity was getting beat, but my holy moly just gets up in the final strides there.
Yeah, and also, Brett McDonald took out from fourth fairly early and knew that he wanted to get up and going, and so he didn't. This race didn't come back to him. He earned it.
Yeah, certainly did. No doubt about it. I mean, that was a horse that was just determined in victory there, and it wasn't like they were all swarming my holy moly late or Insanity late either, right? I mean, it's just him coming to them. The rest of them all kind of can't stay with them. And again, it literally came down right to the last steps there. I mean, I thought Insanity was going to hold them off right to the wire, but just wasn't meant to be this time around.
Well, and I'm above average. That just didn't set up all that well for him being back there last, and but another
No.
try.
Yeah, I'll come back to him at some point. I mean, it may have just been a little snug for him tonight too, right? And again, the trip scenario certainly wasn't going to work from there.
It's a 4-1-5-6 top four, and back in front of us. Number 4, My Holy Moly, 5-year-old Royalty for Life Bay Gelding by Connie and David Chisholm. Connie Chisholm, the trainer. Brett McDonald with the winning drive. Second win on the year. And the 7th lifetime, My Holy Moly, 157 and 1. Ninth race payouts for My Holy Moly, $12 for 75.60. 1 Insanity, $2.90, $3.50. 5 Wolanak, $5.70. $2 exactor, $21.80. Dollar try, $21.65. Dollar super, $58.45. Ninth race, order of finish from the top, 265134. That's 265134 on the bottom. Field for the 10th on parade. 1, Coalition Hanover, Scotty Quilliver, Shane Barrington, and Imagine Stable. Number 2 is Arts Alive, Jason Ryan for Dwayne Marfisi and David Jarvis and William Cece and Henson Wong. Number 3 is Kobe Luwak, Travis Henry for Greg McNair, Bradley Grant. 4 is Pebble Beach Pro, Lauren House for Scott McNiven and Kimberly and Bradley McNiven and Thomas Broadhurst and Shirley Griffin. Number 5, he's a handyman. It's Mike Horner, driving and training for Mark Horner. Number 6 is LA Sun Control, Brent McDonough for Rick Edwards and Michael Tam. 7 and 8 are scratched. And 9 is Doc's Philly Cheese, Garrett Rooney for Brittany Kennedy and Money Clip Racing. It's a field of 7, race number 10. Doc's Philly Cheese at 7 to 1. Boy, if you could just block the odds right there and run to the bank account for this one, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to lock in 7 to 1. I mean, the funny thing is, Gary, in the multi-leg wager, so the pick 5, only 2 are paying. Coalition Hanover the 1, 26.41 for 20 cents. That looks like a pool shot. And the 3, Kopi Luwak, 2 winning tickets at 13.20. That's the pick 5. And then in the pick 4, they're the 2 favorites as well. And Doc's Philly Cheese is the 3rd choice. So, I mean, I don't think he goes off of that number. I can't imagine it. But I mean, it's not. He's still going to be 3rd choice as long as they hold up like that. The multi-legs hold up in the wagering in the race. So I thought he raced well last time to be 2nd. Start before that on the engine, he fades to 3rd, and I mean, you see back-to-back efforts where he kind of faded on the lead. I think he's better chasing a target, and the trailing post should maybe help his chances in that regard. And Coalition Hanover, not a bad one to follow, especially considering right now he's even money. So, it goes back to that whole, if you like the 1, you like the 9, and vice versa. So I don't mind, the price at all on Doc's Philly Cheese. Big fan of the horse, big fan of the connections, and 5 to 1, more than happy to be in his corner.
Although one thing I would say is I don't think you do like the 1 in here because the 1 is even money on the board and is your 5th choice, but maybe enough to at least get you a bit of a trip. We'll see how that unfolds, but he's a handyman. You're riding Mike Horner here for a spot on the exactor ticket. Also won at a price 7 to 1.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of this horse. I absolutely love he's a handyman as a horse, and anyone that follows me to the tracks that I do work at, whether it be selections or broadcasts, would know that I'm a big fan of he's a handyman, and he's a horse that's a versatile type. He can take a lot of air. He can race him off the pace. You even see those lines where he goes to the front, and he's going to have options in here off the switch. And again, like you're looking at one that's 8 to 1 that probably shouldn't be 8 to 1. Last time out in the Bud and Ethel Fritz Memorial, didn't have much of a chance to trailing post, got spun back to 7th, and I thought did okay just to finish where he ended up. And I don't think he's at a place against this group. If I was going to bet this race right now, I'd be probably looking to get the 5 and 9 on top, and then playing them to kind of both at the ticket, 1st and 2nd, 1st and 3rd, 1st and 4th. Try to get the high 5 that way. If you ever get one of those 2 favorites off the ticket, it can really pay. It might be hard to get them off, but that's the way I'd play it.
The one that you could probably make a better argument for actually is Kopi Luwak, even though I went to Coalition Hanover. That last start at Flamborough came first up. Track was kind of tiring. When you look at the mile at first glance, you might think, it wasn't that good. But this is one that's got a lot of ability. It was a big earner last year, and it is a pretty well-meant horse.
Yeah, I've kind of guessed wrong on him many times, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't know what to do with him tonight. I know he's got all kinds of ability, and when he gets into the right spot, usually he does good things. I mean, you see right there in the paper, he's racing, in those kind of lower to middle condition races at Mohawk Park, and doing, and holding his own, picking up pieces. Just 2 for 24 in the year, but this is a good spot for him. I think he's about the right price right now, the price I expected at 9 to 5. But I think just inherently, horses like the 1 and 3, Coalition Endeavor and Kobe Luwak, take more support than they should get because you see those flashy times from Mohawk Park. Now, I know our service here is pretty quick too, but I think they are going to usually take more support and go off as an underlay, and I think that's happening right now.
Number one, Coalition Hanover, one that things have kind of gone south for. This is one that had a big year last year, and not a bad year this year, but not to his standards. And 4 starts ago, he was 3-1 in a 35,000 claiming handicap at Mohawk. But since then, climbing up the odds board as he's been kind of unimpressive.
Yeah, so that's the top claiming handicap class at Mohawk Park, and I think that I'll be honest. I thought a couple times he's kind of been outrun and just not able to go with those, and maybe this will be a welcome group for him to get in against. I think there's some pretty good horses in here, though. I don't think this is an easy field by any stretch. So I kind of just put him on the bottom end of things, not knowing, again, another one, not knowing what to do with him. He's got some tactical speed. He's probably going to flash tonight from the pole position. I don't think he should be 7-5 in here. I don't. I think that's way too short.
You know who was sneaky good last time out was Pebble Beach Pro. Came from well out of it, beaten just a length and a half in 52. And so after not doing much early, Pebble Beach Pro actually got to within a chip shot of the winner.
Yeah, you can convince me he's worth using everywhere underneath in here. Like again, I'd be inclined to try the 5 and 9 on top and just play them kind of up and down the ticket and hope they can both somehow hit, and then if you get the right horses around them, then maybe it can pay. Because if the 1 and 3 are both a part of it near the top ends, this high 5 is one that you probably don't want to cash anyways down to a 7-horse field, right? So I don't mind Pebble Beach Pro at all. He's one that I think can certainly get a big chunk of it with any kind of trip.
And 2 starts ago, Arts Alive blasts to the front from post 6 and led all the way, just got caught at the finish in 53-2. Last race goes to the front from post 8, and that ended up not being a great plan. But the 26-second opening quarter from post 8 kind of did him in.
Yeah, and he's the kind of horse that certainly will benefit from the inside draw and might be able to just plug in for a trip, right? I mean, we know that that's kind of how he's best. Like post 8, he's going to have to work pretty hard to get there. Post 2, he just has to take a few steps off the gate and slide to his left and sit forever. And if he does, he likely can walk away with a pretty big piece of it.
That's why I used Arts Alive for third, by the way, is just that very reason, because I could just see him kind of stealing a top 3 finish after getting off the gate well.
Yeah, and I think that's a good move with him. I really do, because I think that he's a horse that we sometimes underrate, because we kind of will hold it against him when he gets burned up from an outside draw. But inside posts are a totally different kettle of fish for him.
And the gate is rolling for race number 10, Coalition Hanover. Arts Alive on the inside. Kopi Luwak, Pebble Beach Pro. He's a handyman towards the outside with LA Sun Control. And the second tier, Doc's Philly Cheese. It's a field of 7. Race number 10. Field 4, race number 10. Is at the start of the rough. And Kopi Luwak leaves with LA Sun Control. Then Coalition Hanover. He's a handyman. Arts Alive. They sprint towards that first turn. Kopi Luwak's got the lead. Coalition Hanover is right tight to Kopi Luwak. And then Doc's Philly Cheese does a nice job from the trailer post and is third away. And then Arts Alive is actually mid-pack fourth. And then Pebble Beach Pro. He's a handyman in LA Sun Control. Kopi Luwak 7-5 on the board. Leads Coalition Hanover, who is 9-5, and Doc's Philly Cheese at 5-2. Those your first 3 as they race their way on past that quarter of 27-4 and on past is then a gap of 4. Arts Alive is racing fourth, and Pebble Beach Pro. LA Sun Control, he's a handyman as they work their way up towards the half. 27-4 opening quarter. Kopi Luwak leads, and Coalition Hanover is in a stalking position. There goes Doc's Philly Cheese now. Doc's Philly Cheese is moving up and is coming on and is against Kopi Luwak. Kopi Luwak, Doc's Philly Cheese, and Coalition Hanover. LA Sun Control now is shining a little brighter, is racing fourth. Our July 5th to the inside, then Pebble Beach Pro, and he's a handyman. And they hustle on to three quarters off of 56 and 2 halftime. And Kopi Luwak and Travis Henry leading. Doc's Philly Cheese needing to wear down Kopi Luwak, and Coalition Hanover still on the inside, bravening up, and LA Sun Control is going to roll three wide right now off the back of Doc's Philly Cheese, and then Pebble Beach Pro is going to get closer, and Arts Alive, Kopi Luwak as they turn for home. Coalition Hanover's looking for the passing lane. Doc's Philly Cheese, Kopi Luwak digging in, Kopi Luwak flying late on the outside is Pebble Beach Pro. Kopi Luwak is going to win. Second appeared to be Coalition Hanover, then Pebble Beach Pro, and Doc's Philly Cheese, 153 flat. Kopi Luwak was able to get the job done.
Yeah, the two horses that I was trying to kind of not play against, but I mean, I guess I was playing against them. They end up, I think, finishing 1-2 there. And Kopi Luwak, I mean, I probably should have respected this one a little bit more, facing really tough horses at Mohawk Park. I mean, horses that we'd likely see do good things at the top level here, and goes all the way on the engine. I mean, just goes to the front. I thought that got a little bit steppy in the first turn, I thought, but after that, pretty smooth the rest of the way. And you could see he had the measure of Doc's Philly Cheese on the final turn. That one wasn't going to get to him, and then does get a little bit busy late in the mile here when we've got horses coming up the inside, Coalition Hanover, and the outside Pebble Beach Pro, but was able to fend them all off. And again, two horses were alive in the multi legs, and again, that was an indication of what the odds were going to be, and the money was correct. I mean, they end up being probably the best two in the race.
I want to see if Pebble Beach Pro got up for second. It's close for second, and one to keep an eye on because that's twice now. He's really been kicking in late, and you're going to see the slow motion here. And Pebble Beach Pro is now getting within a chip shot of the leader, and well, nope. I did call him third. In fact, he just barely picked up third. But nonetheless, one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, the favorites come out 1-2 there, right? And I mean, Coalition Ever gets a perfect 2-hole trip. Wasn't able to punch up the passing lane. And Doc's Philly Cheese actually holds on for the third spot. So it ended up being very chalky there. Very chalky way to finish off the night.
They were the top three till the quarter, and they managed to hold their position. It was hard to tell because Pebble Beach Pro was flying so much that just where did he actually land right at the finish?
Yeah, no, exactly. It was one of those ones where it was a little bit tricky because Pebble Beach Pro was coming on strong late, and again, coming on against one trying to hold on and one moving forward up the passing lane. But hey, Gary, fun time tonight. Go home and enjoy your Bills game on tape delay. And yeah, we'll do it again Wednesday night.
Absolutely. We got 3 more nights to go in the season.
Looking forward to it.
Back in front of us, there is number 3, Kopi Luwak, a 4-year-old Stay Hungry bay horse, owned by Bradley Grant, trained by Greg McNair. Travis Henry, the winning driver, is the third to win on the year. 8th lifetime. Kopi Luwak goes past the $250,000 mark. The 10th race, number 3, Kopi Luwak, 490, 240, 260, 1, Coalition Hanover, 280, 260, 9, Doc's Philly Cheese, 270, the $2 exactor of 3 and 1. I said the $2 exactor of 3 and 1, $9.30. Dollar try, $11.40. Double to 4 and 3, $26.60. The dollar pick 3, $29. Dollar pick 4, $1,186.85. The dollar high 5, $206.60. 20-cent high 5 was $41.32. The 10th race sort of finish from the top is a 251476 double scratch 3. That's 251476 double scratch 3 on the bottom. Fans, that concludes the live harness racing program for this Monday evening. Action resumes on Wednesday. Our first dash on a Wednesday will go to post at 6:30 p.m. Buenas noches, amigos. Good night, everybody. Good night, Casey.